Baz keeps making fun of me for this, but I'm always amazed of when people look exactly like other people. And it's not just twins, like BC tweeted me a picture of him and his brother. And I thought that I was like, yeah, I guess this is how brothers work.
Sure.
But it looks like you just image flipped that picture.
It does.
Of your brother at a Vikings game. And then I was amazed that Fred Hoiberg's kid looked like just a smaller version of Fred Hoiberg. All of this stuff. I don't know. And I'm also amazed by the College World Series kid and how he, what he looks like now 5 years later.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm going to be if I'm ever a dad, I think I'm going to be one of those dads who like takes a picture of my kid every day and like does one of those time things. I would be super curious about that.
I think after
because you don't notice it in time.
Right. I think after a certain age, you probably only have to do like once a month.
Sure. That's
when they're little.
That's probably true.
They change a lot.
Once a day. I want to see the haircuts.
Sure,
I want to see the change happen right before our eyes. Because you just don't notice. I feel like I don't look any different than I did 10 years ago, but I'm sure I do.
Well, and then you see a picture, right? Because when I see myself in an old picture, I see it.
Right.
But if you're just looking in the mirror every day, you're like, I look the same.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? But then you look at a picture like, I don't know who that person is.
Thank you, Robbie. I appreciate your validation.
I see a picture of, it's different with me because I used to have a shaved head and no beard.
Yeah, then you look completely
different. So I literally look like a different person.
Oh, sounds like we have sound now.
That's a win.
Oh, we had to add that to the screen. Gotcha. Necessary for sound. Okay. All right. Well, that's how we're going to do it. Since we are on location today at the Mercato at 84th and Havelock. Somebody already tweeted this at us, so now is a pretty good time to get to it. I think there have been Texter says, I wish I looked like Sons and Four guy. We haven't talked about Sons and Four guy, but we love Sons and Four guy.
He's the best. He got an autographed jersey from Devin Booker. He tracked him down.
Devin Booker tweeted out the other day. He just tweeted out a picture of Sons and Four guy after he punched the Nuggets fan in the face.
Yes.
It was like, I need this guy's info. He said, I need man's info is what he said. And they gave him courtside seats and a jersey.
Yes.
Devin Booker gave him, and people are mad at him for it because he obviously but he didn't start it. No, he didn't start it. But he probably got kicked out of the game in Denver. So, I have no problem with it, by the way. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I have no problem with it whatsoever. If he had started the fight, and listen, we obviously don't have, full context video.
No.
But he is not the first one to make physical contact. It seems that we know that.
No.
And in that case...
He's the last one.
Yes.
And he says Sons and Four, and then everybody leaves.
In that case, I am all for Sons and Four guy, because you don't start the fight, you finish it.
That's right.
And I'm here for that.
Yeah.
And... I'm just really proud of him. I'm glad Devin Booker's on board.
I'm very proud of Sons and Four guy.
Yeah, he is, I feel, the show's spirit animal is Sons and Four guy.
That's actually, yeah. Yeah. You come at us, we're going to be like, no, Sons and Four.
Yeah, it's like we won't start nothing, but we'll end it.
That's right.
That's what we do here on the drive.
That's actually pretty good. We should make T-shirts with Sons and Four guy on it.
We should. Just his face going like this.
Nobody would really get it, but yeah, Sons and Four.
We would get it. That's what's important.
That's true. Okay, so a couple people have tweeted this at us already. I've seen a couple Nebraska student athletes tweet something to this extent today. New Nebraska student athlete, Tyreek Johnson, who's the transfer from Ohio State, the former 5-star transfer from Ohio State.
Hold on. So there's other new athletes besides Bryce McGowan's at Nebraska this fall?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
And other 5-stars or no, kind of at one point 5 stars. Yeah, it's true.
Other good athletes at Nebraska. Yeah. This is breaking news.
Can't confirm. Tyreek Johnson tweeted something like this out, and Thomas Fedoni did the same before, I believe, taking it down. But basically, it was this. According to the NCAA, he wrote, "We'll be granted the opportunity to capitalize on our likeness on the college stage." So basically, local businesses, hit me up.
Yeah.
If you want to do business. Tyreek Johnson saying, I'm open for business, baby. Come at me.
Yeah.
Bring me your inquiries. And somebody asked us on the text line already, how do you feel about that? This is what was going to happen. I was pretty well prepared for this,
I think it's great.
And people have asked what happens basically on July 1st. And as far as I know, the way Nebraska's bill was introduced and written, particularly in this state, it's active.
Yeah, as long as there is no interference from the NCAA,
right?
Which it sounds like there won't be, since they don't have their overarching rule yet,
right?
But it sounds like
does that just happen on July 1st? It's still generally unclear on what happens.
Yeah, the NCAA is a cluster, so nothing surprising about that. But it seems as though they will not interfere with states that have already passed this legislation, because they've been lobbying the federal government to pass legislation as well, to make their job easier, because, Congress doesn't have anything else to do, but the NCAA does, I guess.
Right.
Is their thinking? It seems a little backwards.
Yeah.
But it sounds like, from my understanding, they're not going to interfere with states that have already passed this legislation.
So, if it's July 1st, then it's July 1st. It basically, how I read into it, considering there were a couple tweets from Nebraska student athletes today saying, "Hey, I'm open for business. Come pitch me something, whatever." They probably had some sort of meeting about it today, and
I would imagine,
like, this is how it's going to go. And
I have to think this is coming from either compliance staff or whatever that's saying this is okay,
right? Because
otherwise, there's no way they let them do this.
I think Fedoni did a tweet that he ended up taking down, which I don't know he took it down. I don't know what the reasoning would be for that one. Tyreek Johnson's tweet is still up.
Is live, yeah.
And it's basically just a screenshot of his thing from Instagram, which it looks like, I don't know. Maybe.
I think it's from Instagram, because he adds his Instagram handle in the tweet as well.
So this is the start. We don't know a lot, obviously, about what's going to happen next, but this was always the beginning of it. This was, players have the right and the ability to do this now. So, like, for the person who asked on the text line, just how do you feel about this? Or how does it sit with you? It's fine with me. It's because it's fine with everybody else.
I love it. I've been waiting for this. I've wanted this to happen.
Go ahead. Finish the thought, because I have a thing to add to it.
Yeah, I'm encouraged and excited by this. I will say, the one thing that, and it's been brought up in like Maryland, that some of the states are adding into their NIL is an included like healthcare provision for post playing days for a certain amount of time.
Interesting.
That I think that's a good thing to be added. I do think it's separate in my mind. It's a separate issue that should definitely also be tackled. But that would be my only, I guess, caveat on being excited about this is this isn't the final fix of college sports and amateurism or whatever. There's still work to be done in some other areas, but I do think this is a really good step towards allowing players to make money off themselves.
I think we tend to think big, and we tend to think about what could go wrong on some of these things a lot of the times, and that's been made clear in its kind of introduction of this very thing that we're talking about here. But I think mostly after we get past this initial wave of players being super interested in what they can do and the types of opportunities that they can get, I think we're mostly going to be looking at basically players monetizing previously existing social media accounts, social media streams.
I think that's going to be most of it.
Channels, stuff like that.
I don't think you're going to see a ton of players on like used car commercials, but things like that.
That's what people think about. That's what people go to immediately in their brain. And I think that's kind of been some of the issue with this thing. It's like, I don't know what's going to happen, but it really, to be honest with you, I don't think you're going to notice it that much.
I really don't either.
I don't think you're going to notice it much.
I really don't either. And honestly, those people that go to that, I don't think understand how advertising works in 2021 because, yes, you still have commercials and things like that, but you can get, I don't know off the top of my head, I don't know how many followers like Adrian Martinez has.
Let's check
off the top of my head. But if you can get Adrian Martinez to be like, hey, I need you to tweet.
45,000.
Got 45,000. So he can reach 45,000 people with one tweet.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just say, hey, we'll pay you X amount of dollars to tweet once a week about using this product. And if you include a picture, we'll include X amount more dollars of you using the product.
Yep.
That's what it's going to be.
Yep.
And
you won't notice.
You won't notice. If you follow him and you're scrolling through your feed, you'll either be like, oh, I wonder what that is, and look into it, or you scroll right past it like you do every other advertisement on social media.
Well, that's so honestly, if I had a complaint about the whole thing, that would be it. It's the monetization and the corporatization of social media, which I hate. But obviously, that's what it's. Well, it's been happening for a long time.
Well, and that's how they're free platforms, right?
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
That's they have to be monetized in one way or another. And obviously, we found out that,
But like if I follow someone on Instagram who I followed originally because they're famous or something like that, and all they do is tweet out, sponsorship things that they do, I get annoyed and I just unfollow.
I agree. It's annoying if that's all they tweet out.
Yeah.
But if it's every once in a while, I don't care.
No.
And
I don't care. Once again, it's just
you unfollow.
It hurts my social media experience. Well, that's all.
And honestly, the people that are really good at this and
can mix it, intertwine.
Well, that's the thing. And people are going to hate this example, but it's one of the most successful monetizations of social media, like the Kardashians.
Right.
They show their life because that's what people want to see. Mm-hmm. Some people, whoever are interested in that. But then they also mix in the brands that they're using, and they do it pretty seamlessly because, let's be honest, a lot of these people are talking about the stuff they use anyway, and then they just get paid for it instead.
That's ideal in an ideal world for me.
That's how it would work.
I'm all about organic stuff, and not like organic food or anything like that, but like
organic promotion,
relationships, or organic relationships, right? So if I tweet out all the time about how I love Burger King, theoretically Burger King would come along and be like, hey, I see you tweet about us a lot. Here's a couple bones. Thanks.
Unlike, say, LeBron James, who used to promote McDonald's, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure LeBron James hasn't been to McDonald's in 15 years.
That's not organic.
Whereas, like, on my Instagram account, I don't get paid for anything, but I talk about, I show lifting and stuff. I'm like, hey, I like to use
here's a cool product,
wrist wraps, or I like to use this pre-workout.
Ideally, they reach out to you.
At some point, if they would like to pay me for it, that'd be great. Yeah. But I'm already talking about the things I like to use just because there's people that follow me that are like, that will ask those questions and be like, hey, what are those knee wraps or whatever?
Yes.
And so ideally, that's the organic relationship between monetization and social media. But yeah, there's some people who are bad at it, and it's just awkward.
Right.
And you're like, check out this sweet watch I got from so-and-so.
Yeah. Overall, once again, I just, maybe it'll be an adjustment for people. I really don't think so. Like I said, you probably won't notice it that much. I mean, there's probably a few college athletes out there who can.
Well, that's the other thing is
who can warrant, triple digit stuff or, six-figure deals for shoes or whatever it might be. I just don't think you'll see that. And part of what makes Nebraska's advantage here on the NIL thing is that there are so many local businesses that are just solely dedicated to, that they care about Nebraska football, and they know 100% of their clientele is Nebraska football fans. So why not just kind of keep doing what you're doing, except for you have another avenue to advertise that product. Like honestly, I think how it will work here in Lincoln is it will be generally very seamless, and you won't notice it.
And honestly, I think people overestimate the number of athletes that will warrant being paid for their advertisements, right? I mean, I don't think, and places like Nebraska where, college football is kind of a religion are a little different because people know and care about the second string right guard. But most places and in most sports, that's not the case. Now,
definitely. Like if you're at UCF, one guy on their team
maybe makes money off of it, right? And what's really going to be interesting for me is when we get to basketball season, because the sneaker companies are already really heavily involved in AAU basketball and college basketball.
That'll be super interesting.
And it may not be this year, but in the next couple of recruiting cycles, because you already have some influence of, okay, he played in an Under Armour league, so he's going to go to an Under Armour school. And he played in a Nike league, so he wants to go to a Nike school. That's going to be even more because they're going to be able to get paid to wear the shoes now.
That's right.
And it's going to have to match up with the contract of the school.
That's right.
And so that's going to be really interesting. And I think it's going to really heavily impact where recruits end up in college basketball, because
either that or the companies drop the shoe designation, which I don't think they would do, because they get paid more money from the school than anything else.
Right. Yeah. I just think it already has an impact on recruiting. And I think once this comes full bloom, college basketball, I think, we'll see the biggest impact from this, especially because, I mean, like, college basketball stars get really, really big. Mm-hmm. And even the biggest college football stars, I mean, are any of them in the last decade bigger than Zion was at Duke?
Maybe, but like one or two. I mean, Trevor Lawrence was probably on that type of level.
Probably, sure.
But that's about it.
And he was a guy that was
he was a generational dude,
and he was a 3-year starter on a national champion, and he won a national championship as a freshman. Like, you don't get that very often in college football. And honestly, a lot of it is you find the same thing in the NFL versus the NBA. Even though the NFL is more popular, NBA players make more off the court because their faces. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows what basketball players look like. And
same thing with volleyball.
Yeah, volleyball. And that's the other thing that I had heard that I hadn't thought about is some of these sports that, whether it's volleyball or gymnastics or swimming, some of these Olympic sports that don't have a ready-made pro league where you can make a ton of money.
That's going to be their whole
opportunity
career.
For these, especially the ones that actually do play in the Olympics.
This is their highest earning potential.
Yeah, especially the ones that do end up in the Olympics and are on a worldwide stage. Mm-hmm. They could make a ton of money doing this.
No doubt about it. There's a lot of stuff to this, so let's take a phone call from Mark on the Honda of Lincoln hotline. Hey, Mark, what's going on?
Hey, gentlemen. Good afternoon. Really trying to get my arms around how this is all going to work. One of the questions I have, and it's probably been posed before, so if I'm repeating a question that's been asked, forgive me, but do you think there's a possibility that the revenue generation from certain players, you think in football, quarterback position's pretty high profile, maybe running back. There's certain positions that if they're played at a really high level, you're gonna have an opportunity to earn revenue. My question is there a possibility that you may get some resentment in the locker room, some division in the locker room as to the individuals who are generating revenue and those that aren't generating any revenue for themselves?
Yeah, Mark, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. It's always possible. You don't know how that dynamic works in the locker room. My sense on quote unquote kids these days.
Yeah.
My sense on our current generation of student athletes
could not sound any older than when you say that.
No, but I'm about to say something positive. My current sense on the current student athlete is that they are all about helping their friend, their teammate get the bag or, like whatever it is. You know what I mean?
They seem very encouraging about like blowing up their other, like,
doesn't it seem like that to you?
It really does. And honestly, whatever dynamics in the locker room from star players versus non-star players already exists, right? I mean, whatever division there's going to be there between the star quarterback and the, I don't know, the running back who thinks he should get more love, that's already going to exist.
I think so too.
Right? And maybe the money makes it a little worse, but if there's already resentment there, I think that exists outside of this conversation, just on personality types, honestly.
Yeah.
You don't need people that are going to be resentful in that situation, don't need money to make them resentful.
Yeah. And Mark, I'll tell you that's probably just one of the things that if it does crop up, it's a thing that you handle and you take care of. And like, that's a team dynamic that we don't even hear about ever. That already happens.
Yeah.
Guys are already jealous of each other. Guys already want to be in positions of other guys like that. That happens everywhere in the entire world.
And
right?
honestly, I don't even think it's as bad in football because there's a kind of built-in understanding that quarterbacks get all the love.
Sure.
And again, I think it's more interesting in basketball because any of the 5 players could be your leading scorer.
Yeah.
And if you're on a high-level Division I team, most likely any of the 5 players probably believe they could be your leading scorer if given the opportunity.
There's a ton of layers to it, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts on it. You can give us a call, send us a text on the Honda of Lincoln hotline and on the Starter Heyman text line at 402-464-5685. We'll come back. More up next on The Drive.
This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. The DP and Stevens Show.
Nebraska's Director of Player Development, Buzzy Carruthers, is our guest.
For official visit, guys get 48 hours. Get them in to Hendricks with the practice gym being over here. We let those guys get to see the locker room, the practice facility, and then they get to tour the facility. And I've been to a lot of schools. I like to tell people that have not been here, it's sort of like an Olympic facility. All of these sports under one roof.
Weekdays from 11 to 2 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. There are fans, and then there's you. You live it. You breathe it. You want to soak it all in. Most sports talk shows are fine, but you find yourself craving more. You need the Recruiting Hour with Mike Schaefer and Connor Happer. Each day, we break down what's happening on the recruiting trail and on campus, bringing you guests from all corners of the college football world. The Recruiting Hour with Mike Schaefer and Connor Happer. Weekdays at 2 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, Nebraska. Grant Wistrom here to remind you to stay in the game. Seatbelts have been proven to be one of the best ways to save your life in a crash, yet many Nebraskans still don't buckle up. Worse yet, not wearing a seatbelt is a habit that will pass on to our impressionable youth, who will then think it's safe to not buckle up. Whether you're traveling near or far, it's always important to buckle up. Car crashes can happen anytime, anywhere, to anyone. Your best defense is your seatbelt. We need everyone to buckle up every time. We need you to stay in the game.
Don't you feel so free out here on the lake?
Not as free as this soda.
Where'd you get free soda?
Casey's. Buy 4 fountain drinks, 5th one's free.
I love free.
Bought this jerky, got this free donut too. And these chips could win me a free Lee Brice concert here in our town.
With Casey's Summer of Freedom sweepstakes, the more you buy, the more you can win, including a free Lee Brice concert for your town. Casey's, here for good. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. For official rules, visit Casey's.com.
Hey guys, it's Happer. Join me and Robbie this Friday at the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese for The Drive from 3 to 6. Check out their huge variety of meats and take some home to grill for the weekend. That's Friday from 3 to 6 at the Mercato, just north of 84th and Havelock.
One unforgettable event. One chance to get up close and personal with some of the greatest names in golf. One opportunity to create memories that will last a lifetime. Get your tickets now for the U.S. Senior Open, coming to Omaha July 5th through the 11th at the Omaha Country Club. If you're looking for family fun for all ages, this is one championship you don't want to miss. For tickets, visit ussenioropen.com.
Baseball's back in Lincoln. Salt Dogs Baseball has returned, and we're celebrating their 20th season all summer long. In honor of the 20th season, the Salt Dogs are offering specials at every homestand May to September. Come on out for Nebraska Medical Association Thank You Tuesdays, Fairbury Brand Wiener Wednesdays, Thirsty Thursdays, Fireworks Fridays, Souvenir Saturdays, and Sunday Family Fun Days brought to you by Casey's. Get your tickets for the Salt Dogs celebration season at saltdogs.com.
You're listening to The Drive with Connor Happer and Robbie Lula, sponsored by the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese.
Robbie and I just discussing in the break, it can be difficult to know what to buy your dad for Father's Day.
Yeah, especially when you get to our age where, you do have like an income to buy them something.
Right. Like I would love to do something nice.
But a lot of dads don't have like hobbies.
Right. Apparently.
And
I have landed on the perfect gift of meat.
Yes.
So, like, Dad, if you're listening, you're getting a steak. Sorry. It's not going to be a surprise. But
it's not going to be a surprise, but it is going to be worth it.
It's going to be really good.
Yeah.
So I think generally, if you're searching for something, get on down to the Mercado.
I would say I think we've got something for you.
It's going to be a good place for you. All right. Like I said, I wanted to hear from you guys on this whole NIL thing. We could take a couple minutes and get to your guys' thoughts on that as we move through the show here. Corey from the text line says, let the $5 million man worry about the locker room. By the way, human beings get jealous of each other for a multitude of reasons. Right. That's kind of what I said.
Yeah, like the resentment is going to be there regardless of whether it's over money or over playing time or over who got the better looking girlfriend or what. Like, there's always going to be issues.
There have been varying degrees, obviously, of locker room, episodes or things that we may find out about because they end up being a big deal and it resonates. For example, the bowl game thing,
Sure.
like that seemed like it was a pretty huge divide, and it was a kind of this weird moment for the team. But there was so many things throughout the year, not even specifically with last year's Nebraska team, but just all across the board, any team that's ever existed, that dynamics that happen, they play out, and they don't bubble up to the surface at all. You never really hear about it. So I don't know. That's a total in the moment thing.
I kind of have this theory that you only hear about dysfunction when the team is disappointing.
Sure.
Because there's dysfunction on championship teams too, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know of some for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And it just doesn't become an issue if you win. And so that's why the bowl game thing became an issue, because we hadn't been to a bowl game in 4 years.
Yeah.
That's why it was a problem. If we go last year.
I think you could tie a lot of weird Nebraska drama back to the fact that they haven't been good.
You can tie almost all of it, right? Like, information fills a vacuum. If the vacuum is just, we're not good at football, so we can't talk about that, other things will fill that void.
BA asked, could car companies give athletes cars to drive for pay? Oh, yeah, I think so.
I'm sure they could. Yeah, as long as there is a there probably has to be some sort of.
I think there's a list of like approved sponsors that they have to go through the school kind of first, so it gets filtered that way.
Yeah,
but generally, I think that'd be the
why
case.
They wouldn't be able to, especially if it has. It probably would have to have the dealership's logo on it at some point, so it was obviously an advertisement and not just, hey, here's a car. But similar, yeah.
Announcement for any Husker football player or athlete: if you want to take around the ticket car for a couple days, park it in front of the facility. I'll give you like $50.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll make it work.
Sure, it's a big old ticket logo. It's sitting right out here. If you want to come out to the Mercado, check out.
It's not a bad car. It's a Chevy Trailblazer.
Yeah, it gets you from A to B.
It's a nice looking car.
We just got it rewrapped with the nice stickers a couple years ago.
Good looking wrap.
Yeah, and it works fine. So I'll make you a deal. You could take it for a week, take it to a couple practices, park it in front of the facility, whatever. I'll give you, we could probably scrounge together $100, and then you got a car for $100 for a week.
You can't beat that.
You're not getting a rental car for that cheap. No way.
No, and I mean, you're getting paid the $100,
right?
And you get to use the car, especially rental cars now. Apparently, there's a huge shortage of rental cars.
Yes,
we're
looking at you, Jake.
This is just a boondoggle for you. You can get a hold of a car.
I think it's a fantastic idea. A texter says this promotes paying people for doing nothing. We already have a tremendous problem with that in this country. Well, social media is it is what it is, right?
That person also probably doesn't believe that content creation is a job,
right?
Which
you have to decide as a company, right? We are not as a society paying people to do nothing. If a company decides that they want to advertise with a quote unquote content creator, yeah, show them the guns. No, don't do that. It's fine. Oh yeah, all right. You got some Mercato for the weekend?
I do. I've got a buddy that works upstairs.
Excellent. Oh yeah. He's ready to go. He's ready to go. If the company wants to go and give a couple $100 or $1,000 to a TikTok star to advertise, like that's their deal.
And here's the other thing that people
it's not like society has done this.
No, one company,
businesses have found that they can make it,
they can make it worth their while.
They can make it worth their while, right?
And good for their business. And listen, businesses aren't going to hand out money for free. They're at some point they're going to decide either this is worth our business expense or it's not.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not, they'll stop doing it. I feel like people imagine this world where millions of dollars will just flow.
That's it.
Will just flow into the athletics department, and people will say, "We'll just, Adrian Martinez gets $1 million, and Marquise Stepp gets $1 million, and Omar Manning gets $1 million." Businesses still are going to run as businesses. That's how they still exist.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't think it's worth their business expense to use these players to advertise, they'll stop doing it.
Yeah, so it's not like, I'm mad at society because society did this. I mean, we
also, they're not doing nothing. They're playing football for a university.
Right.
They are, or basketball or whatever.
And because of that, people follow them on social media.
Yeah, they have accomplished something that most of us never do in being a Division I athlete. And they are being rewarded for that. That's not doing nothing. That's like saying, oh, well, the ticket pays us to do nothing. We just sit around and talk about sports all day. It's like, well, some people have found a value in that.
Right.
And we get paid for it.
Yeah.
Like, you may not.
It sometimes feels like I'm doing nothing, but
and
obviously people like it.
Some people may not find value in it, but enough people do that.
Yes,
we get paid for it.
Exactly.
Not everyone has to find value in Division I sports.
No, that's a great point. Yes,
but if anyone does, there is money to be made there on both sides.
And it turns out, I think there is a lot of people in this town who find value on Division I sports.
Like half of the economy of Lincoln is based on the university and their athletic
I'll
programs.
raise my hand on that one. 93.7
I was
ticket.
say every sports talk show in the state, basically, right?
Good question from the Starter Heyman text line: can Damian Jackson become the Marlboro Man?
I don't know if it's on the approved list.
That's the thing. I haven't seen any of.
I'm sure there is
what the NCAA is going to say about the specific types of companies that you can use. I would assume tobacco companies would probably not be approved.
I would imagine any of the vices, gambling, tobacco, alcohol, porn, whatever, probably on the list that you can't do.
Yeah.
In terms of advertising for, but that's pretty common, not just for college athletes. I mean, a lot of professional athletes have that in their contracts as well.
It's common.
Just a lot of spokespeople
things
in
that
general.
You can't represent while being under the umbrella of another organization.
Yeah, whatever that other organization does not want to be represented by.
Yes,
they, I'm sure, have veto power over the brands that you choose.
Yeah,
not the money that you make.
There's some give and take here.
Yeah,
like it's not all about it's whatever the student athlete wants. I feel like that's for some people been an off-putting part of it. But first of all, it shouldn't be. Second of all, there's some give and take here.
Yeah,
there are rules, there are regulations.
The profile of the University of Nebraska is also helping the student athlete, as well as the student athlete helping the University of Nebraska. So there has to be some mutual agreement on what's happening there. And obviously the University of Nebraska is on board, which is why they spent all this time and money and resources in the open doors and creating these player brands and logos and all sorts of things. So obviously they're on board and they're helping. They're giving, getting your own logo created is crazy expensive.
Yeah.
And they're providing these services for free. So obviously they're good with this, but they're going to have some influence on, I would imagine, which brands are represented.
All right, let's take a quick break here. Rico is back in studio. He'll join us next for What's Poppin' on The Drive.
This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Security First Bank. We're the bank, and we make your mortgage more manageable with flexible terms, trusted advice, and competitive rates. When you work with us, we'll know your name, but we'll also get to know your home dreams too. Security First Bank of Lincoln. Voted Best Small Bank in Nebraska by Newsweek magazine. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 505011.
This Father's Day weekend, make plans to stop by the Testicle Festival at Round the Bend Steakhouse. They'll have 2 beer gardens with ice-cold beer, hot nuts, Rocky Mountain oysters, beef fries, bull testicles, and if you can't handle that, there's burgers, corn dogs, and nachos. Live DJ from 2 p.m. to midnight and live entertainment 4 p.m. to midnight. $10 cover charge, but free for military personnel. It's the Midwest's best field party, the Testicle Festival at Round the Bend Steakhouse, starting at 11 a.m. on Saturday, June 19th. You can't cancel D's nuts.
Hi, Charlie Stone here for Honda of Lincoln, and before I bring out Andy Goodyear, I want to share this with you. I'm sure you've heard most auto dealers are very low or have no new cars to sell. For those of you who really want or need a new or pre-owned vehicle right now, Honda of Lincoln has more than 900 new Hondas in stock or on the way, and a great selection of pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Plus, you can still get financing from 0% APR or special factory lease rates. Andy, how did you get so many cars?
There are 3 primary reasons. 1, we are the oldest and largest volume Honda dealer in Nebraska. 2, we are a 15-time Honda President's Award winning dealer and the only Nebraska dealer to receive it in 2020. And 3, our customer satisfaction index with Honda is very high. When you combine all 3, Honda helps us have the cars and trucks on our lot.
Thanks, Andy. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
One unforgettable event. One chance to get up close and personal with some of the greatest names in golf. One opportunity to create memories that will last a lifetime. Get your tickets now for the U.S. Senior Open, coming to Omaha July 5th through the 11th at the Omaha Country Club. If you're looking for family fun for all ages, this is one championship you don't want to miss. For tickets, visit ussenioropen.com.
Get your grill on at Schaefer's, featuring Traeger and Komodo Joe grills. Whether you're grilling, smoking, or slow cooking, Schaefer's has a grilling solution for you. Plus, with any grill purchase, they offer free grill assembly, so you can start to enjoy your new grilling experience right when you get home. And Schaefer's has a great selection of Traeger wood pellets, spices, and accessories on hand. Get your grill on in Bolt's Barbecue Pit inside Schaefer's, 48th and R, Lincoln.
Hey, Nebraska, Grant Wistrom here to remind you to stay in the game. Seatbelts have been proven to be one of the best ways to save your life in a crash, yet many Nebraskans still don't buckle up. Worse yet, not wearing a seatbelt is a habit that will pass on to our impressionable youth, who will then think it's safe to not buckle up. Whether you're traveling near or far, it's always important to buckle up. Car crashes can happen anytime, anywhere, to anyone. Your best defense is your seatbelt. We need everyone to buckle up every time. We need you to stay in the game.
Wouldn't it be great if you could shop for a new floor at home where you can clearly see the best choice? At O Street Carpet, we'll bring our store to your home. Hi, Steve Carper here. Tell us what kind of floor you're thinking about. We'll bring the sample so you can pick and choose with confidence. We'll even measure free while we're there. To shop at home, just call us or stop in at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street or in your home.
What's on the program for this fine day? I insist that Pop's the sound. The best is missed unless Pop's around. What's up?
What's going on?
What's crack-a-lackin', bro?
What's poppin'?
Yo, yo, yo! Pop, pop!
On the Drive with Connor Happer.
It's time for What's Poppin'. Rico is with us back in studio. Hi, Rico. How are you?
I am doing well. How are you?
Good. Good to see you.
Hey, it's good to see you.
What's on your weird shirt today?
Yeah, what's on your weird shirt? It's a spider.
It's a Spider-Man, right?
Is it for Spider-Man?
Yes, Spider-Man.
Big Spider-Man. Yes.
Iron Spider.
Oh, Iron Spider.
What is happening? Why is this happening? Go away.
Sounds like you hit a break for some reason.
I didn't. There was a spot right after somebody moved it. It's not right. Don't worry, I got rid of it. I fixed it.
Sounds like we're better now.
Don't worry, we're fine. Everything's fine.
All right, Rico, what do we have today?
We've got some stuff and some things. Give me 1 second. There we go. It's fine. This is weird. I really don't like doing the show when you guys are on location.
Why?
Like doing this little segment because it's just weird.
You mean running the board and being a host is hard sometimes?
No, I mean like not having somebody over here, somebody else to like look at, and I'm like looking into a camera or like looking at you guys on a screen. I don't like this.
Well,
I need you guys
you're gonna
back.
you're gonna have to get over it.
I need you back immediately.
We're not coming back
Ever?
I think we might stay here for a while.
Oh, I don't like that.
What do we
Whatever.
got?
There is another petition that involves Jeff Bezos. Remember the first one that people wanted him to buy and eat the Mona Lisa?
Yes.
Well, this one, since he won a lottery, which probably didn't win, he probably just bought his way onto a spaceship to go into space, obviously is what they do. There's a petition to keep him from coming back to Earth.
That he should just stay there?
Yeah, he should just stay in space.
So it's a petition for Jeff Bezos to kill himself.
No, just to stay in space.
Can somebody tell me a little bit more about the International Space Station? How many people are there? How long can it hold people?
I mean,
like, I'm imagining a small village in space.
No. It's like a handful of people. It's not a small village.
It's like 5 people.
Can it? What?
It can basically, you can be up on the International Space Station essentially indefinitely, but they do have to send resupplies.
Yeah.
So
why don't they just keep supplies up there?
Well, there's only so much room to store the supplies.
We got to send a whole supply spaceship.
Yes,
they do that,
and they usually do it when they switch out people in the space station.
Yeah, because
it's not a one-purpose trip. You send in new astronauts and send new supplies.
Gotcha.
And they kind of relieve the other astronauts and send the old astronauts home in the shuttle.
because they also don't want you to
see-
stay up there for too long.
Yeah,
Did
because you go crazy.
Did you ever see Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century?
Nope.
Yes,
I'm imagining that.
it's not that.
I think we got to do that.
That would be very complicated.
They called it the space stay
I actually know quite a bit about the International Space Station
because you're a NASA guy.
because of my uncle
Runs
Is like
NASA.
third in charge.
third in charge. He actually designs or like approves almost all the experiments that happen on the International Space Station.
Wow. What are they doing up there?
They are basically, the last time that I talked to him about it, which has been a couple of years, they're really focusing on how to grow things in the context of space, so that theoretically
Plants.
like plants, food, things like that. So that theoretically, if they go to another planet, they could figure out how to do that.
Where is it?
It orbits.
It's
I mean,
orbiting
in
around the
orbit.
Earth.
So how do you know where to go?
Well, they have the trajectory of it.
Yeah.
They know what an orbit
It knows
looks like.
where it's going to be at any
Yeah,
Yes.
because it's at a steady speed.
Gotcha.
And the orbit doesn't change.
Ravi, did your uncle invent space?
No, but GPS he did.
Close enough.
Space was there before.
Good question from Ubaldo. Why aren't we firing our garbage into the sun? Can you answer that?
We can't get it there. The
It's
sun
too
is
far.
very far away.
So then it would just be garbage floating in space?
Yes, which there's already a ton of. It's actually a very big problem. That's the thing that
Why is that a problem?
because we can't get it far enough away that it doesn't necessarily come back. That's what happened with the Chinese satellite thing that we had an issue with.
Yes.
If it
Also,
falls
there's
back
like-
to-
They took their chances with that and nothing happened. It landed in the ocean. So
yeah,
I feel
they were like, whatever.
yeah, but the more you do something that has a risk of 20%,
sure, the better chance.
the better chance that it happens eventually.
Yeah, I understand.
It's like if Alcides Escobar goes up to the plate enough times, he will get a hit.
That was not true in 2015 for whatever reason. You got to hit like every time.
Until he went to the playoffs.
There's like thousands of satellites just orbiting the
Oh
Earth.
yeah,
like,
you
it's
should
just
look up
so much.
Google a like a picture of the satellite trajectories around the Earth. It is frightening.
Dude, we gotta figure out how to use space better. Obviously,
Are we turning from a bear show to a space show?
I'm interested. I
I
don't know
hope
as
not,
much.
because I have something.
Oh, you got bears?
Uh-oh.
You got bear content?
A bear has been identified as the suspect in Thornton car break-ins in Thornton, New Hampshire.
He's probably hungry. Quit leaving food in your car.
Book him, Dano.
Over the
Put him in
last
jail.
over the last
good
few
luck.
weeks.
It's like putting Superman in jail,
I want to be the one.
except for there's no kryptonite.
They should make like a good cop bad cop TV show about this, and then there would be a scene. I'd be like the cop, and I'd be like, I want to be the one to put the handcuffs on that bear. It's done so much damage to our tiny community. I gotta be the one to put the handcuffs on it.
And I'd be like the environmentalist guy. I'd be like, he's a bear. You can't
Yeah.
can't hold him to the standards you hold people
And I would
to,
just
Happer.
I would just be irrationally confident that I could catch this bear.
And then you'd be murdered by the bear.
No,
and then we don't. And then we
the
don't
show
have
ends.
no. And then we don't have a real bear, so it's just me in a bear costume.
Did they ever find the Rutgers bear?
I haven't looked it up. I'm gonna go with probably not.
I haven't heard anything about it.
I would imagine it would be national news if they brought in the Rutgers bear.
I think it
just
should
don't
be.
want it to be a Harambe situation.
Well,
better
luckily
not be.
this bear has not hurt anybody. It is just breaking into people's cars.
You just have to watch out
Because
for
he's
it.
hungry. He just wants to get some food out of your car, man.
That's what it is.
Corey says on space, even a screw speeding through orbit can be damaging to satellites. It's a big problem.
It is a big problem.
You're
The satellites are more important than getting rid of the trash.
Yeah, we want the satellites. I don't want to lose my TV.
Basically everything you do is based on a satellite.
Yeah, I don't want to lose any of that.
Yeah.
So good. Thank you for centering me, for bringing me down to earth on that.
That's what I'm here for.
Right?
Bringing
me
it down to earth.
I see what you did there.
there.
We'll take a break. Thank you, Rico.
Hey, no problem.
4:00 hour up next on The Drive.
Follow Connor and Robbie on Twitter.
I give a rat's about Twitter.
At Connor Happer. At R.A. Lula.
I don't know. I don't manage my Twitter account.
You're listening to The Drive.
Wouldn't it be great if you could shop for a new floor at home where you can clearly see the best choice? At O Street Carpet, we'll bring our store to your home. Hi, Steve Carper here. Tell us what kind of floor you're thinking about. We'll bring the sample so you can pick and choose with confidence. We'll even measure free while we're there. To shop at home, just call us or stop in at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street or in your home.
The Mercato by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercato, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercato today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
Don't you feel so free out here on the lake?
Not as free as this soda.
Where'd you get free soda?
Casey's. Buy 4 fountain drinks, 5th one's free.
I love free.
Bought this jerky, got this free donut too. And these chips could win me a free Lee Bryce concert here in our town.
With Casey's Summer of Freedom sweepstakes, the more you buy, the more you can win, including a free Lee Bryce concert for your town. Casey's, here for good. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. For official rules, visit Casey's.com.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
So the life motto that I have established for myself is this: make friends with people who have boats. That is the life motto. Some might call it mooching, some might call it sad. I don't care. As long as you're entertaining, you provide the beer, you provide some food. Why is that such a bad model? People on boats are always wanting people to come out and have fun with them.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning. 93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Still a hot day on the way for our Friday, just not quite as hot as what we've had the last couple of days. We'll top out near 95, northeast wind at around 10 to 15, and partly sunny skies. Mainly clear tonight, a low dropping down into the upper 60s. Tomorrow, a high of around 92, and by Father's Day, we're back into the mid-90s. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're constantly tired or feel fatigued and lack motivation, you might be experiencing low T. At Vitalize Health, they can help treat low T and get you back on track. Ramy and Jackie have focused their careers on whole body wellness and can help with everything from testosterone replacement to Botox to help the outside match the inside and regain your youthful appearance. Call Vitalize Health today at 402-413-0717 for more information, or go online to vitalizehealthne.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth. 93.7 The Ticket. 93.7 The Ticket sports news go now.
I'm Nick Sainert. Nebraska football received a commitment from high school running back Ashton Hayes on Thursday afternoon. Hayes is from McQueen High School in Reno, Nevada, and comes in at 5'11" and 180 pounds. In In addition to the Huskers, he held offers from California, Oregon State, Fresno State, Stanford, and Utah. In the NBA, the Celtics are trading Kemba Walker and 2 of their picks. That includes the 16th overall pick in 2021 to the Oklahoma City Thunder for Moses Brown, Al Horford, and their second-round pick in 2023. Staying in the NBA, the Milwaukee Bucks beat the Nets 104-89 last night to force a Game 7. Chris Middleton led the Bucks with 38 points while Giannis dropped 30 of his own. For Brooklyn, Kevin Durant scored 32 points and grabbed 11 boards in the loss. Tonight, the Hawks can eliminate the 76ers with a win at home against Philly, and at 9 p.m., the Utah Jazz and the Clippers tip things off with LA one win away from moving on to the Western Conference Finals. Yesterday in Major League Baseball, the Braves shut out the Cardinals 4-0 as starting pitcher Charlie Morton took a no-hitter into the 7th inning. Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis Jr., Eric Hosmer, and Victor Caratini all homered for the Padres in their 6-4 win over the Reds. Starting pitcher Kyle Hendricks won his 7th start in a row in the Cubs' 2-0 victory over the Mets, and the Yankees used a 4-run 7th inning to pull away from the Blue Jays and walk away with an 8-4 win. For our latest sports news and updates, keep it tuned right here to 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is The Drive. Coming at you live from the Cobble Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America.
This drive is going to toughen your hides.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Connor Happer and Robbie Lula. Presented by the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese.
Welcome back in. 4 o'clock hour of The Drive here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Connor Happer, Robbie Lula with you live from the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. People are all up in here getting ready for Father's Day this weekend, where they have some fantastic deals on site. Stop by, say hello to us, and go inside, grab some meat. Grab the Father's Day special, which is just $75.99 for the bundle. You get a tomahawk steak, 4 great local beers, 2 from our friends at Cosmic Eye, 2 from Code. You get the whole seasonings, whiskey, butter, seasoning. It's more than a $90 value, and you're going to get it for $75.99 for Father's Day.
36-ounce ribeye, folks.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And also for today only, you can get the dry-aged New York strips for only $30. You're gonna pay $30 for a normal New York strip anyway. Then you get the dry age if you've ever been curious about it, which I sure as hell was a couple weeks ago. And then I tried. I'm like, okay, we're talking about a different thing here. Grab the dry age New York strip for $30. That's the lowest price you're ever gonna see them. I pretty much guarantee.
Oh
that.
yeah, especially for this quality. But both of those got to get here by 8 p.m. tonight. Unbelievable deals there, and both of those are frozen, so Dad can choose when he wants his steaks. If he wants to cook it himself, if he wants somebody else to cook it for him.
Yeah.
Those they're nice, and
you don't feel the pressure of like, I have to do it tonight because it's fresh.
Exactly. That it is a lot of pressure sometimes.
It is.
Especially with something as big as a tomahawk. You got to cook that thing right.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's my favorite person in the world.
What's happening? Now would be a good time to join the stream.
Oh, yeah.
Now would be a good time to join the stream.
Because Robbie's about to eat.
That looks good. All right.
What do we have here?
What's going on here?
A New York strip.
New York strip.
Pepper-crusted blue cheese hamburger.
Pepper-crusted blue cheese hamburger. Okay, so they're at the Mercado.
Both
Check
of
it out.
which you can get.
Look at this.
And a house-made roll.
So this is so now would be a good time to check out the stream because, as you can see,
Look at this. Look at this thing.
This is going to be
man, that looks
Facebook,
delicious.
YouTube.
Be really nice if you could just
Hey,
share
Rico,
with a
you want
producer. The guy who's running your show back here, helping out, posting, some podcasts, getting some sounds for you.
We appreciate all your hard work, Rico.
He says with a mouthful of steak but that thing looks delicious, man. Look at that. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I hate it here.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect. Oh my goodness. People wonder why this is my favorite day of the month.
Look, our stream numbers just doubled.
They really did.
Yeah, you
Look
gotta
at this thing. Look at this strip. New York strip. And then look at this burger. Did you show them the burger yet?
You guys are going to want to get down here.
You could have this. This is available for purchase.
Do you guys need me to stall while you stuff your faces?
That would be terrific.
Yeah,
Rico.
go ahead. You can do the show.
Why don't you tell us about how you screwed up the Rutgers Bear story?
Okay, so I'm gonna take full
Take my
blame.
microphone off.
I had to look up, some Rutgers Bear stuff because you asked me for more news. Thought that I saw a story that said that there was a second bear on the Rutgers campus. I was wrong. That was about a week-old story, so there was just one bear. But the Rutgers Botanical Garden reopened. So, that's the thing after they saw the black bear. And apparently this is not the first time anywhere close that Rutgers has had issues with bears on campus. There have been some tragic events with bears on campus, including somebody getting mauled by a bear during finals week. So not only are you worrying about taking your finals, you're worried about leaving your room and seeing a bear, which is a very big problem.
Rico, are we 100% sure they weren't just faking the bear attack to avoid finals?
We are not 100% on that, but, that seems like something I would do, but I went to Kearney and there were no bears.
Talk more about the bears.
Yeah, I'm not done eating yet. Go ahead and keep
Well,
talking.
there was a time when I was in Kearney and there was rattlesnakes on campus. They said that, somebody was walking around, heard some rattling in some bushes. And my first instinct was, oh my gosh, I need to go catch it. I went out to where they said it was, didn't find it. I believe that they faked it, and maybe they heard like a bag in the bushes that was just kind of being taken by the wind. I was very sad. I wanted a rattlesnake for a pet.
How'd it turn out?
That's a bad pet.
There was no rattlesnake. You can get them defanged.
That's inhumane.
It is very inhumane, but also you would have a rattlesnake.
But why do you want a rattlesnake?
Because they're cool.
I'm still eating. I need you to elaborate on why you want a rattlesnake.
Well, because rattlesnakes have
answer.
Rattlesnakes have really cool pet. Like, if I got like a Western diamondback rattlesnake, it'd be very cool. The different shades of brown, some white. Obviously some diamonds going down his back, and also he'd just be rattling just around. And as long as he didn't have any fangs, I just let him loose in the house. He'd just be rattling around. I'd be like, "Oh, what's up?" I don't know what I would name him. Probably like Steve or something. I just like the name Steve. It's a really good name for a pet. That steak looks I'm just amazingly jealous right now. That just looks fantastic. Show the burger, Robbie, before you bite it. Show the burger.
What if I choked and died live on the air on a steak?
Honestly, that would be
crazy?
that would be some good content, is what that would be.
Mm-hmm.
Great way to go.
I told you guys I almost choked on a steak once.
Yeah, because you forget to
I had
chew
to have
your
the
food.
highlight.
You just inhale everything. It's very terrifying,
That's right.
actually.
Yeah, that was yeah.
Okay, I'm done. You guys have
I
to
don't
do the
know.
show now.
Oh, come on, just one more piece.
No, I'm gone. Bye.
Are you ready? I'm not ready to talk. Are you ready to talk? We're still doing a radio program. If you're wondering what the silence was, we're eating, and I'm not going to apologize for it.
All right. Okay.
You good?
We're back. I got half a steak and half a burger left. The burger, though, oh yeah, pepper crusted blue cheeseburger,
Also available
in the Mercado.
in the Mercado.
I worked upselling you the big stuff, which is great. Obviously, the Father's Day special is fantastic. The New York strips are fantastic, but the dry aged New York strip, that is important to mention. But don't sleep on the other stuff. Don't sleep on the burgers. Don't sleep on the
beef
gelato,
bacon,
the biltong. Oh, yeah, any of this stuff.
We had the beef bacon on the burgers when we were here last time.
That's right.
That'll blow your mind.
Yeah.
And yeah, the gelato. What was it? The bourbon. The bourbon beef fat and burnt sugar.
The one with the
unbelievable.
The one with the nuts in it is the best.
The pecan one.
The pecan one. Yeah.
Oh
the
my
best.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yes. Holy cow. Everything that they've given us is unreal.
You're gonna want to get down here. You're gonna.
I can endorse every product that they've got. It's so good.
So get on down here if you can. That one guy asked, are you guys really making Rico stall just so you can stuff your faces up?
Yes.
Yeah, that was what was happening. Yeah, that was what was happening.
And I don't feel bad about it at all.
Anthony says, wow, I just tuned in. It's like I just got butt dialed and I'm listening to someone just talk about random unrelated things. Honestly, that's a pretty good it's a pretty good, definition of our radio show. The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It's like what you would hear if you just got butt dialed.
Ricky on Facebook says, feed Rico, LOL.
Feed Rico, LOL.
No, we're not going to.
We can't. We don't have the ability to. I'm sorry. Like, it's not, it's not, nobody should be blamed for this.
Also, let me tell you this, okay? Don't feel bad for Rico. I specifically asked him yesterday, Rico, would you like me to bring you anything? And he said no.
No, he just likes to suffer.
This is on Rico. He just is a complainer.
He likes to suffer, and that's fine. And he really enjoys the complaining part of it, and so he can make us look bad. But it's fine. We got the steak, we got the burgers, and you can do so too. Everybody in the world, including Rico, can come on down to the Mercato at 84th and just a little north of Havelock. It's popping in here. They have great stuff for you for Father's Day
Rico's
weekend.
back.
Okay, all right. What? Go ahead.
Look. All right. Ravi, you asked me if you could bring anything back.
Thanks for coming back,
did.
Rico. I appreciate it.
Hey, yeah, no problem. The way that I took that was, would you like me to buy you something and bring it back? I don't want you to waste your money on me. You guys are getting that beautiful steak and burgers.
I was going to make you pay me back, dude. I wasn't going to buy stuff for you.
Oh no, I know that, and that's why I didn't want to do that. That's what I'm saying. You guys are getting all that stuff. I want that. I mean, I'm probably going to go out there this weekend and get some food anyways, but still.
There you go.
You guys are getting food while working, and I'm eating. What am I eating? I'm not eating anything, actually.
I don't think Rico understands how advertising works.
They brought you 5 pounds of food yesterday in the studio. You barely touched it.
I've eaten a lot of that.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're good. See, you're fine.
I would love to advertise. Happer. I know how advertising works.
Well, become on-air talent. I don't know what to tell you.
I tried. You got the job.
Well, this got
That's
real.
not true. That's not true. That's not how that went.
I'm going to blame Robbie for all of
not sorry.
For all of my sadness.
Texture says, this is your boss. Save it for the commercial break next time or you're fired. Ha! Hilarious. Good try. I don't have a boss. I do, but I only sometimes have a boss. The boss is out.
Yeah, our boss is camping.
The boss has no idea that he would never text in the show.
Is he really camping? He answered an email from me yesterday.
Yeah.
He's
camping with phones.
Yeah. Camping with phones is a thing.
What a professional.
Frank says save some for Fritz. Oh, Fritz the caller after the Iowa game?
Yes.
Wow, we love Fritz.
I wasn't here for that, so I won't save anything.
They're
for Fritz.
coming. They're coming. They're coming. Come on, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. We love Fritz. All right. We're done. Thanks,
I'm gone
Rico.
forever now.
I only have one strip of steak and a half of a burger. So I think you successfully.
Yeah, you do eat really fast.
I do. I just like it.
I'm not a slow eater, and you are crushing me right now.
Yeah, I went for it. I apologize.
Have you ever thought about a life as a competitive eater?
Yeah. No. I don't think I'm that good at it.
Okay, fair enough. I like the self-awareness.
Yeah, no. There's no way. I don't think so. All right. Want to hear from you guys once again, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line. We have a couple minutes here, and I addressed this a little bit on Twitter today. But as some of you may know, I am a nomad as it pertains to the NFL. I do not have a favorite team. I have been on the hunt for a favorite team for some amount of time now. I would like to glob on to somebody. I have eliminated some teams.
Oh, who have you eliminated?
I don't feel like it's the appropriate time to become a Chiefs fan, even though that would make the most sense for me.
I think if you wanted,
because I'm a Royals fan,
you could be granted a waiver because you're already a fan of the city.
Because of my Royals fandom.
Because of your Royals fandom, because of proximity to the team.
I just don't feel like that I don't know. Like, I like Mahomes. and I like the Chiefs. I think they're fun to watch and all that stuff. I just don't. I don't.
You
something
don't feel
doesn't click.
You don't feel an attachment.
No, I don't.
Well, that shows a lot of integrity. I appreciate that about you.
Also, I've never been to an NFL game, so it is highly possible that the first NFL game that I go to will just be
your team,
the team, regardless of what I say. That's kind of how it happened with the NBA for me.
I've never been to an NFL game either. I don't think.
But you have a team.
Yeah, I'm a Niners fan.
Yeah.
I grew up, so I was the first NFL season I remember watching. There was a ton of 49ers games on because it was the mid-90s. And so like Jerry Rice and Steve Young really gripped a hold of me.
Yeah, sure.
It was basically
timing.
It was basically either becoming a Cowboys fan or a 49ers fan. And for whatever reason, Steve Young spoke to me more than Troy Aikman did.
Fair.
And so that was my team.
I don't think anybody should have to rationalize their fandom to anything, but I appreciate that you just did.
I have a reason for all the teams that I like. What I dislike is when people, first of all, I don't think you have to have a reason either, which is like, oh, I just like them.
Right.
But
I think that's fine. That's enough.
What I dislike is when people say that your reason isn't good enough.
Yes.
That's annoying.
That's
right?
really bad.
Because it is kind of weird to just say, oh, I don't have a reason, because usually there's a reason. You just think it's a stupid reason.
Yep.
Like the reason I like Florida State football, in addition to Nebraska, obviously, but the reason I like Florida State football is because when I was a kid, they were the coolest looking thing on television.
Yep. And that's fine.
And when you're like 7 years old,
You have attachments to certain
grips you,
teams.
right?
Yes.
It just is what it is.
Yeah. And I think that's totally okay. So with that being said, I think that I have eliminated the Chiefs, although I don't want to eliminate them, but I feel like they'd be lower on the list than some. I know that I will not be a Packers fan. I just don't. I just can't.
Out on the Packers?
I just can't do it.
Okay.
I don't. There's a lot. I know a lot of Packers fans, and I'm kind of just out. I like Aaron Rodgers, but I'm just out on the state of Wisconsin. That whole thing.
I do like Aaron Rodgers. I am out on the state of Wisconsin, so I agree with you there. That makes sense.
I have pretty much narrowed it down to a few here.
Okay.
I would say priority teams at the moment are the Denver Broncos.
Okay.
However, they would have to fix their quarterback situation. I'm
before you committed.
No, not necessarily. But this all comes up because what I said originally is that I will follow Deshaun Watson because I really love Deshaun Watson as a football player, and I want to go where he goes. And now that looks completely and utterly ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a tougher sell now.
So I feel like I'm off that. And something that the Bears thing really struck me on draft night. The trading up for Justin Fields.
You just felt that?
I felt that a lot. And
is that why you were so upset about the maybe leaving Soldier Field?
I wasn't upset. I thought the mayor's statement was really funny.
It was a funny statement.
Just call their bluff. I thought that was hilarious. Also, I feel like in a way I am a Chicago kind of guy. Like, I like beer. I'm like,
and baseball.
I'm pretty out of shape. I'm probably high risk for a heart attack. Cold weather looks like it suits me better, even though I don't like it. I find myself defending Chicago to a lot of people. Everybody wants to come at me like trashing Chicago.
Sure.
And I'm like, Chicago's great. I like Chicago. What's wrong with Chicago? I just find myself like defending it a lot. And I don't know. I feel like I could really be a Bears guy.
You look like a guy that would go outside in about 25-degree weather in about 3 inches of snow with shorts on and being like, oh, it's not even that cold out.
Yeah. Also,
I feel like is a very Chicago thing.
Also, I love Bears.
We do love Bears on the show.
I like Bears. So I think they're pretty high on the list. I have continually tried to rationalize that to myself. A texter, Zach, I've been interested in this for quite some time, and they made an off-season move that even further enhanced my interest level.
Okay.
The Indianapolis Colts. See, I'm a Carson Wentz guy. I like me and Carson Wentz, bros with the red hair. Yes.
Is it an NDSU thing or just a Ginger thing?
No, I just like Carson Wentz.
Okay.
I've said this before. I get a special feeling when he throws the football.
Okay. You sound like one of the old scouts on Moneyball.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm basing. It's all feel. Isn't that their point from the movie?
Yeah,
like,
it is.
this isn't about numbers or any of that
Yeah,
crap.
it's
This
like,
is about
you gotta,
feel.
You got to trust your intuition.
Nobody can do what we do. And that's exactly what I feel like.
Google boy over there.
Exactly.
Does that make me Google boy?
Yeah, I guess you're Google boy. That's it. I'm going off of pure feel. And I feel like the Colts are a sleeper here. I will be in Lucas Oil Stadium in about 5 or 6 weeks for Big Ten Media Days.
Okay.
Maybe I'll get a feel for it then. I don't really care about Peyton Manning.
See, I'm different in that way. I like the city of Indianapolis.
I've never been.
It's an underrated city.
People have said that.
It's got a pretty nice compact downtown where you can walk to a lot of stuff.
Many people have said that.
It's a pretty nice it's a nice Midwestern city. It's a little less overwhelming than Chicago.
Okay.
Obviously you've got, St. Elmo Steakhouse and some of the famous restaurants down there. So I like Indianapolis. I love Peyton Manning. I really get a weird dislike for the Colts. Just in the pit of my stomach.
Interesting.
I don't know why.
Yeah, why would that be?
I think it's Jim Irsay. I think I hate Jim Irsay.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Like when he speaks, it makes me want him to fail.
I was going to say, I don't think that I've really known anybody who disliked the Colts. That doesn't make any, nobody's felt anything toward the Colts.
I rooted for them with Peyton Manning because I really love Peyton Manning. But when Jim Irsay speaks, I want him to lose.
Okay.
And I don't know why. I do think owner is something you should consider here.
What's the owner of the Bears like?
I don't know, but the owner.
I mean, it seems like they're run incredibly poorly.
Yes, and that's what you have to consider here.
All my other teams are cursed, and
Sure.
they'll never win. So I feel like this could be a good fit. I enjoy wallowing.
The Bears fan will allow you to wallow.
Yeah, I could wallow.
If you're looking for a winner,
and I would just go out there on a really cold day, and I would just say, "Go Bears." And I feel like that would work I'd get the Ditka sweatshirt.
Yeah.
That everybody has.
Yep. And I think there's
and I would eat Italian beef, and I would just go outside and I would say, "Go Bears." That's what I would do.
It does seem to suit you.
Like the Colts are in a dome. I'm not a dome guy.
Oh, I'm definitely a dome guy.
I'm not a dome guy.
I really enjoy.
I could do Denver. I could be a mountain guy. I could be an outdoors guy, but it would be a different lifestyle.
I'm going to be honest. You strike me more of a Chicago guy than you do a Denver guy.
Interesting.
I don't think you're granola-y enough for Denver.
How do you view me as what would I be like in Minnesota?
You would fit in Minnesota, I think.
I could say Minnesota.
Yeah, I think you could,
I had a brief love affair with the Timberwolves.
I think you could pull off a Minnesota vibe. I don't think you're quite crunchy enough for a Denver vibe.
Okay.
That would be my concern there. I think
that's a mix, though. You find a mix there.
Sure.
You find a mix of people like Nebraskans and crunchy granola.
I'm just saying, if you
bike
go,
riders, I love riding bikes.
Do you love bikes?
Yeah, I like riding bikes.
Okay, this is new information.
That makes me more Denver-y.
That does help. I think you would fit in better with more of the Chicago or Minnesota crowds.
I agree. It feels like
a more natural fit.
Yeah, it does.
Indianapolis, I don't really have a good vibe.
Yeah, what happens there
on an Indianapolis fan? I think it's a lot like a lot of Midwest cities where people just go out to places to eat or drink. That's kind of what you do in the Midwest, right?
Yes.
Is restaurant. That's kind of the thing. But I don't really have a good vibe on who their fans are. You know what I mean?
Now, if we're going that direction, it could be a few different teams as well. It could be, we could go off the board. We could go to the Panthers. I'm interested in the Panthers. Nobody likes the Panthers, but I think they have cool colors.
Yeah.
I think they have cool helmets.
Their logo's pretty cool.
I like their coach. I like the way they're running their team.
Their owner's kind of a weird guy.
Yeah, that's true. But I like their coach.
Yeah.
In the smock.
Yeah. Love a good smock.
I do. I feel like that could work because nobody likes the Panthers.
The only issue with a team like the Panthers is it would feel like you like them just because no one else likes them.
That's true. And that wouldn't be a long-term solution, it feels like.
No, not at all. And so I do think that I don't think that's a good enough reason.
Like Megan said this on the text line. Megan said, I am also an NFL nomad, and this conversation is speaking to me on a spiritual level. I really want to be a fan of an NFL team, but every time I try to choose one, it feels fake. So I don't know what the solution is. Like you just dive in, probably. Like you gotta find the right fit for you,
right,
and then so another possible fit, Vegas.
You are a Vegas guy.
I love Vegas.
You are a Vegas
but
guy.
Are the Raiders Vegas, or are they just the Raiders in Vegas?
See, that's the hardest part, right? Because people would tell you even that the Raiders, honestly, their biggest stronghold is probably split between Oakland and Los Angeles because they're still a huge
definitely,
especially from the 90s crowd, people that were young adults in the 90s, they have a huge contingent of LA fans or of LA
because
Raiders
there was no
fans.
teams there for such a long time.
Yeah, and so that's kind of the Raiders are kind of an awkward fit for everyone, right? Because you don't know if they're a Vegas team, you don't know if they're an Oakland team, you don't know if they're an LA team, and half of those people still love them, even though they left their city, and the other people hate them because they left their city, right? So the Raiders are a little odd. Also, I don't know if you want that much Mark Davis in your life. You know,
I mean, they are poorly run, that's for sure.
Right.
They spend money for no reason, which I am fundamentally against.
There's also a difference between, okay, we have a bad owner and we have an annoying owner.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's my issue with Jim Irsay. I don't even know that he's a bad owner. He just bothers me. I feel like Mark Davis would bother you.
Vegas, while intriguing, might be a pass.
I think it's a long shot at best. I think if all of your Midwest options strike out, maybe you circle back to it.
I like the color purple. Vikings
might work.
Like we said, Colorado, Chicago, those are kind of front runners. I'm out on the Packers. How about Detroit?
Ooh,
that's a lot of wallowing, as someone said.
You would do well with the wallowing. I do kind of like their stuff in terms of logo, colors, gear.
Anthony says, well, I think it's pretty clear you're a Lions fan because their football is terrible. Always turning out hopes for something good, but then never deliver. Kind of like the Drive. Nice burn. I appreciate that, Anthony.
Yeah, I'm not even mad.
I could be a Lions guy. The Bills I have flirted with momentarily.
Tyler on the stream says, first of all, Happer, you spilled on your shirt.
What?
I didn't see it. I don't see it.
I did not. This is just a logo. It says 93.7 the ticket.
Second, he said, I was a nomad until I went to a Cardinals game. Now that's my team.
The Cardinals would be the team, but they make me angry.
Why
because they could do, like, I like the idea of Phoenix. I like the idea of Larry Fitzgerald. That whole thing. I love their stadium. I think it's super cool. And I've been to that area. It's a nice part of town out in Glendale. Like, that's all great and everything. But I'm so mad at them because their colors, they're named the Cardinals. Why are they named the Cardinals? They could have rebranded this years ago.
Yeah.
They're instead named after, basically, they're named after an MLB team.
It's dumb. Yeah.
It's very stupid, and they have the same colors as them. Rebrand. If they rebrand, I'm in. If they go to, like, the Arizona Rattlesnakes, like, I'm in.
They should pay homage to the
Cactuses,
defunct AFL team, the Arizona Rattlers.
Anything else. Don't be the Cardinals, and I would potentially be in on that.
Yeah, so here's what I think you need to do. I think you need to find a set of teams. I think we're pretty close. We've got Detroit, Minnesota, Denver, Chicago.
Buffalo?
Ooh, you do seem like a Buffalo guy.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like you and Buffalo would be two peas in a pod. Mm-hmm. So let's add Buffalo. That's a $5 right there, okay?
Okay.
So I think what you need to do is you need to invest some time, kind of feeling around the Twitter, feeling around their Twitter game, right? Because that's a big part of
throwing a couple follows out.
Yeah, throw some follows out. Follow a couple of their beat writers. Follow some.
Whoa!
Oh, look at that! Oh,
he's got the tomahawk.
Can we show it on the stream?
Don't hit me in the head with it, please, God.
So this is the tomahawk that they're selling. Look at that thing.
Yeah,
that's
so
that's
imagine,
like from.
Oh, Ohio Husker from the text line. So just imagine Father's Day. You pull that sucker off the grill, you hold it, and then you take a picture, and it's your new Facebook profile picture
and then
forever.
You just take a bite out of it.
Yes.
Look like the Flintstones.
Ohio Husker.
Thank you.
That's awesome. That's great advertising right there.
I've seen a couple people walk out with the Father's Day pack now. It seems like we're
you get
helping.
the whole box. It
looks great.
Perfect.
So what I think you need to do is spend a little time investigating the social media presence, because that's a big part of being a fan now, right? Is kind of how people interact on social media. Because there's some fan bases I would not want to be associated with.
I could be in Bill's Mafia.
That's what I'm saying. And I think Bill's Mafia feels like a thing for you.
Yeah.
Between the Royals Devil Magic, Bill's Mafia, I feel like there's a kindred spirit
I could
there.
jump through some tables.
Josh Allen.
Yeah, I'm pro Josh Allen now.
I feel like Josh Allen would be a thing for you.
Yeah.
I think the Bills are a dark horse here.
They are.
Not regional, but very fitting for Happer.
From a Bears fan, I wouldn't pick the Bears.
Which seems perfect for you as a Royals fan.
Exactly. That's what I want to be. I want to be self-deprecating.
You're the Rico of sports fans. You love the suffering.
All right. I'm sorry we had to take up some of your time with that, but this is an internal crisis for me. We have to figure this out.
I mean, listen, I think you need to, like I said, do the social media thing, and then you're.
Do I have to decide by this fall? I mean, I have to decide by this fall because I gotta purchase a jersey or something.
I don't think you have to decide by this fall. I think we need to set a week number.
Okay.
And say, let's say week 8.
Trade deadline.
Sure, by the trade deadline, because you're a free agent here.
Yeah.
Let's say by the trade deadline, you have to pick a team because you need to have, I think, a visceral reaction helps, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you need to watch some of these teams and watch them closely and just see how you feel.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's the best. You get a little bit of a natural reaction there. You don't force it.
Pure emotion.
You can't force fandom.
Okay, this is good. Thank you, Ravi. I appreciate your help.
I'm here to help.
We'll take a break. Come back. More up next on The Drive.
This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Charlie Stone here for Honda of Lincoln, and before I bring out Andy Goodyear, I want to share this with you. I'm sure you've heard most auto dealers are very low or have no new cars to sell. For those of you who really want or need a new or pre-owned vehicle right now, Honda of Lincoln has more than 900 new Hondas in stock or on the way, and a great selection of pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Plus, you can still get financing from 0% APR or special factory lease rates. Andy, how did you get so many cars?
There are 3 primary reasons. 1, we are the oldest and largest volume Honda dealer in Nebraska. 2, we are a 15-time Honda President's Award winning dealer and the only Nebraska dealer to receive it in 2020. And 3, our customer satisfaction index with Honda is very high. When you combine all 3, Honda helps us have the cars and trucks on our lot.
Thanks, Andy. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
No doubt about it, a water softener saves you money. Don't have one? Call the plumbers at Bryant. Just one call and no arm-twisting contracts. For a free estimate, call 467-1111 or go to bryantlincoln.com.
We're in this together, and we will get through this together. The vaccines are tested effective and needed.
Welcome to the clinic. Which arm?
Get your COVID-19 vaccine so we can do this and this and this.
We are now boarding flight
together again because we got through it together. This message sponsored by the Helmsley Charitable Trust, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
If you're constantly tired or feel fatigued and lack motivation, you might be experiencing low T. At Vitalize Health, they can help treat low T and get you back on track. Ramy and Jackie have focused their careers on whole body wellness and can help with everything from testosterone replacement to Botox to help the outside match the inside and regain your youthful appearance. Call Vitalize Health today at 402-413-0717 for more information, or go online to vitalizehealthne.com.
Hi, Andy Neal of Cartridge World. We are not a big box store that sells everything and specializes in nothing. Cartridge World is your local expert when it comes to streamlining office printing and scanning. No big box can match our proven no-cost lease program. We customize solutions that supply you with multifunction printers and all the required service just for buying Cartridge World ink and toner at a 30% savings. Call for a no-cost consultation, 464-3455, or go online to cartridgeworld.com.
This Father's Day weekend, make plans to stop by the Testicle Festival at Round the Bend Steakhouse. They'll have 2 beer gardens with ice-cold beer, hot nuts, Rocky Mountain oysters, beef fries, bull testicles, and if you can't handle that, there's burgers, corn dogs, and nachos. Live DJ from 2 p.m. to midnight and live entertainment 4 p.m. to midnight. $10 cover charge, but free for military personnel. It's the Midwest's best field party, the Testicle Festival at Round the Bend Steakhouse, starting at 11 a.m. on Saturday, June 19th. You can't cancel D's nuts.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Still a hot day on the way for our Friday, just not quite as hot as what we've had the last couple of days. We'll top out near 95, northeast wind at around 10 to 15, and partly sunny skies. Mainly clear tonight, a low dropping down into the upper 60s. Tomorrow, a high of around 92, and by Father's Day, we're back into the mid-90s. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Mercato by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercato, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercato today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
Don't you feel so free out here on the lake?
Not as free as this soda.
Where'd you get free soda?
Casey's. Buy 4 fountain drinks, 5th one's free.
I love free.
Bought this jerky, got this free donut too. And these chips could win me a free Lee Brice concert here in our town.
With Casey's Summer of Freedom sweepstakes, the more you buy, the more you can win, including a free Lee Brice concert for your town. Casey's, here for good. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. For official rules, visit Casey's.com.
You're listening to The Drive with Connor Happer and Ravi Lula. Sponsored by the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese.
Back here on The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. The Drive is live from the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese. You better come down here, man. Join the party. Everybody's down checking out the steaks.
We have seen a lot of Father's Day special boxes walk out the door.
Yep.
And if you weren't watching on the stream when we showed you the tomahawk, that thing is for real.
Yeah, like once again, if you walk out of here, you grab the box and you feel the urge to punch us or, cause some sort of physical harm to us, you have a weapon on you.
Yeah.
It's the
enormous.
tomahawk steak. It's
over 2 pounds of steak.
Yeah, it will destroy you.
And so good.
So it's going to feed, it's going to feed the whole family, basically.
The last time my wife made me a tomahawk, I had it, I believe, for 3 different meals. And I'm a big eater.
Yeah.
And I don't even think it was 36 ounces. I think it was somewhere in the high 20s. And it fed me for 3 meals.
So did you turn it into something else next time around? Or did you?
No, honestly.
You just ate it as a steak every time?
Yeah, it reheated pretty well because there's the marbling in it so good it didn't dry out.
So good.
It was unreal.
And for today only, you can get the dry aged New York strips for just $30. When I tell you that this is a good deal and you are not going to find that sort of price on a dry aged New York strip of this quality, please believe me. It is true. It is the lowest price they've ever had on them. And it will likely be the lowest price they ever have.
For sure. Yeah. And I mean, it's the regular New York strips, which is what we just had, are phenomenal. We both had their dry age stuff before.
Yep.
It takes it up to a next level.
It's unbelievable.
Which you don't think they can get to, and then you try it, and you're like, yep, that's even better.
Your knife will fall right through it,
it's
man.
Unreal.
So treat yourself this Father's Day or treat the father in your family. Get here, though, by 8 o'clock tonight to get the special deal for ultimate grilling.
And that's the tomahawk, 4 beers.
That's in the Father's Day special, yes.
Father's Day special. Tomahawk, 4 beers. You get the whiskey butter and the ultimate steak seasoning, all for $75.99. Get here by 8 p.m.
Another piece of super exciting news today. Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, yeah. In the Derby, baby.
Shohei Ohtani has decided that he is going to enter his name into the Home Run Derby, which I will remind you, and I feel like this is an important point, is in Denver.
Ooh.
So the balls are going to be flying.
And they already are, because Shohei hits that thing about 115 miles an hour off his bat. Oh, that's going to be. I really need Vladdy Jr.
Yes. Yep.
Ronald Acuna.
Yep.
I need those two for sure.
I want dudes who can hit it far.
Yes.
In the home run derby specifically.
And honestly, I don't. Have they done the thing where you get extra points for distance?
I think so.
Because that needs to happen.
I think that's in there. Or maybe not extra points, but extra time.
Oh, yeah, it adds on to your clock.
I think that's how it works.
Because listen, home runs are fun. Moonshots are more fun.
That's what people are there
right?
for.
I mean, that's where it's at. And am I missing anybody? Who else do we want in there?
Well, like they always end up every year with a couple guys who are just like in the mix for the home run.
For the lead. But they aren't really like mashers.
Yeah, they're like wall scraper guys.
Yeah.
And so I don't even know who would be. I mean, let's see.
I'm going to look up the home run leaders right now.
Yeah, Vladdy is definitely a good choice.
Vladdy and Acuna are the ones that
I don't think Trout will be healthy.
No, and also like he
can get up and go.
He can, but he usually doesn't.
Yeah.
You know, he's more of an all-around guy who hits home runs.
Hey, Trevor Story will definitely be in there because he's in Denver. He plays for the Rockies.
Yeah.
So my guess would be that he'll be in
Have some hometown flavor.
Yep. I don't know, maybe a guy like Matt Olson, although it doesn't bring much name value to the table. He could certainly hit it a long ways. I mean, Rico says Judge and Giancarlo.
Yeah, the problem is they're just not anywhere near Tatis.
Oh, Tatis for sure.
That's the one I was missing was Tatis.
Yes.
That's the guy. Those four guys.
Pete Alonso.
Alonso's a good one. Mm-hmm. But those four are the ones I want more than anybody. We already got Shohei. I want Vladdy, Tatis Jr., and Acuna more than anyone because those guys just hit rockets.
I love Ohtani. First of all, I love that Ohtani is healthy now.
Yes.
Finally. Especially with what he can do, his skill set on the field is unbelievable. I mean, but he has gone all in on being this star that people need,
which I love.
Is great. He had like a whole hype video today about him being in the home run derby. Like he has totally realized his potential in this thing. And it's not just like, oh, he's the cool, guy from Japan who's going to have all the Japanese. No, like he's a real life MLB superstar.
But I do wonder if coming up through the Japanese media has had an effect on
maybe prepared him
because it's just a different deal, right? I mean, that level of stardom that he would have had over there, and it's weird. He's not like Ichiro, because Ichiro was kind of reclusive almost. When he came over here,
but he opened up later.
He opened up later, and obviously he was so good that he was a huge star anyway. But Shohei really seems to be wrapping his arms around the whole. Let's be the face of baseball, which is funny because his teammate is the guy everybody thought was going to be. But he's got Shohei. Like, listen, I get Mike Trout is insanely good. But we've seen Mike Trout before. We've seen that version of a baseball player before, right?
He's just like everything that we have already seen to the max. And while that's awesome, it doesn't really pop off the page because he's just so
that much different
generically good
than a Ken Griffey Jr. skill set wise.
Sure, yeah. But he's not as cool.
He's not as cool. And honestly, we've never seen any. It's literally been 100 years since anyone's done what Shohei Ohtani is doing on the mound and at the plate.
Well, there's that part of it, and then there's also, it's special when he hits. Like even if he was just a hitter, or just a DH, there's that noise when he hits the baseball, and it's like it sounds like a gunshot. It's crazy.
It sounds like an explosion. It's crazy.
It's crazy to hear, and that's. You'll be getting a lot of that at the home run derby this year. So that's exciting. The home run leaders, by the way, Vladdy, Tatis, each have 22. Ohtani has 19. Matt Olson has 18. Acuna has 18. Salvador Perez and Jesse Winker are the next two up. Can Salvador Perez make a run at the home run derby?
It would not shock me if you get like a Jesse Winker and everybody that watches it that doesn't follow baseball real closely is like, wait, what?
Right.
Who?
Why did Jesse Winker make this?
Aaron Judge does have 15, so it wouldn't be crazy to have him in there. In terms
Nelson
of
Cruz is a guy who's usually in there.
Stanton's at 13. I just wonder with their injury histories, if they would
What
be
they
willing
decide to
to
do.
do it.
But but I'll say this too. Now that Ohtani has entered his name in, that usually tends to
get
get
the
more
ball
people to
rolling
go.
a little
Yeah.
bit. And I think it helps that the first name in is a super duper star because I think that kind of elevates the level
No doubt.
of the field.
It's like LeBron joining the dunk contest.
If he ever would.
If he ever would. If he didn't lie about it.
This is why we don't like LeBron.
I would love to see Salvador Perez in there. I think that would be
It would
really
be
great.
fun to see Salvador Perez, but I'll be honest, everybody is an afterthought to me besides Vladdy, Tatis, Acuna, and
Ohtani.
Shohei.
Yeah. Let's take a quick break here. We'll round out the 4 o'clock hour next on The Drive.
This is The Drive on 93.7 The Tickets and theticketfm.com.
This Father's Day weekend, make plans to stop by the Testicle Festival at Round the Bend Steakhouse. They'll have 2 beer gardens with ice-cold beer, hot nuts, Rocky Mountain oysters, beef fries, bull testicles, and if you can't handle that, there's burgers, corn dogs, and nachos. Live DJ from 2 p.m. to midnight and live entertainment 4 p.m. to midnight. $10 cover charge, but free for military personnel. It's the Midwest's best field party, the Testicle Festival at Round the Bend Steakhouse, starting at 11 a.m. on Saturday, June 19th. You can't cancel D's nuts.
The Mercato by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercato, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska Athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercato today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
At Gaina Trucking, you can make a better income, a better career, and a better life. Gaina Trucking and Excavating is now hiring Class A and B CDL drivers. Careers include amazing benefits with a 401k, healthcare, paid vacations, annual raises, and so much more. 40-hour work weeks guaranteed year-round. To be a part of this amazing career opportunity, apply online at GainaTrucking.com. Don't miss our team culture, benefits, and a career that will give you a better life. Be better at Gaina Trucking and Excavating.
Did you know that Myers Cork and Bottle is still open for walk-in business, but is now also offering citywide delivery? Learn more or place your order by calling 476-1518, and be sure to listen to Thirsty Thursday with Myers Cork and Bottle every Thursday at 4:30 on The Drive.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your KFXL Fox, Nebraska weather tonight, mostly cloudy, a 40% chance of showers and storms, overnight low 68, 93, mostly sunny Saturday, 96 on Sunday, showers and storms possible Saturday night and on Sunday. I'm KFXL Chief Forecaster Kent Fountain for 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Jay Foreman. I wore gear to protect my health on the football field, and now I'm protecting it with a COVID vaccine. Everyone 12 years and older can too. Get vaccinated and stay strong. Learn more at healthylincoln.org.
Baseball is back, Lincoln. Let's celebrate safely. We're excited to celebrate the 20th season of Salt Dogs Baseball and welcome fans back to Haymarket Park in accordance with local health measures. Fans can enjoy the same festive, fun, family environment the Salt Dogs have always offered Lincoln, with peace of mind. We're working with the health department and local officials to keep our stadium safe and sanitary. Learn more about how we're bringing fans back safely for our celebration season at saltdogs.com.
Wanna bet? Las Vegas is miles away. The sportsbook at Ameristar Council Bluffs is much closer. We're your 50-yard line. Behind home plate. Center court ticket. To real-time odds and over-unders. We've got all the action and the best odds in town. So grab the crew and place all your bets on all your favorite teams at the Sportsbook at Ameristar Council Bluffs. Must be at least 21. Terms subject to change. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF. Sports betting is legal in Iowa and not Nebraska.
Hi, Andy Neal of Cartridge World. We are not a big box store that sells everything and specializes in nothing. Cartridge World is your local expert when it comes to streamlining office printing and scanning. No big box can match our proven no-cost lease program. We customize solutions that supply you with multifunction printers and all the required service just for buying cartridge roll, ink, and toner at a 30% savings. Call for a no-cost consultation, 464-3455, or go online to cartridgeworld.com.
You're listening to The Drive with Connor Happer and Ravi Lula Sponsored by the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese.
Last week we told you about a person named Gus Yalden, a 4-star basketball recruit.
Gus Bus.
Who goes by the Gus Bus. He's bounced around to a couple different schools. He will now be playing at the IMG Academy in Sarasota this year for his junior year. Yes, junior year.
Yeah, 2023. He'll be a junior.
But we told you about his little Midwest tour, his Gus Bus Midwest tour. He stopped at Nebraska to take a visit. He stopped at Iowa State. He stopped at Iowa. Marquette and Butler, I think, were the other 2 schools.
Yeah, I believe that's right.
That were on there. He's just checking out some schools. Got a picture with Fred Hoiberg. He also has some connections to Kearney, Nebraska. He has some family there. And today, he was in Omaha, Gus Bus. He was in Omaha at the Papio South 3D Jam, getting some work in, getting some runs in with Kearney High School. So they just slapped a Kearney jersey on him and said, go on out there, Gus Bus, play in our summer tournament. Should be fun.
Yeah, just talk about bringing the ringers here for Kearney.
Yeah, and Mike Sider got a picture of him just, with a Kearney jersey on.
Sizing somebody up as a baby Jokic will.
And once again, I will repeat, as I did the original time we talked about the Gus Bus, he has some connections here. He was literally he was in the crowd as a child at No Sit Sunday, which I think would have a significant effect on a person.
You would imagine.
So
he grew up he went to elementary school in Kearney.
Yep.
So he probably knows some of the guys on the team, I would think.
He's like this picture that Sauter took. Look at how big his hands are.
Yeah,
he's like covering, making the basketball look like a softball.
He might get a little taller still.
I think so. That's what, and he's already, he's able to keep that skill and athleticism.
Yeah,
that's a good deal. That's our Gus Bus update of the day, which I feel like is significant.
Yeah, I think we're probably going to have at least a weekly Gus Bus update, especially as his recruitment heats up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Got to keep the tabs on where the Gus Bus is headed.
Did you ever have any rituals like at the free throw line? Did you spin it a couple times?
I dribbled 5 times.
5 dribbles.
Yep, I was a 5 dribble guy. I didn't like to waste too much time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of bend the knees, sit there for a second, let it go.
Okay.
When I played baseball,
yes,
I would run out to the center field signage for the footage.
Tap it.
I'd blow it a kiss.
Oh, blow it a kiss.
Well, I would touch it.
Touch it.
Yeah, I would put my hand to my mouth.
Yeah.
Then to the sign.
Oh.
Because I didn't want to put my lips on the sign because you don't know where it's been. So hand to the lip onto the sign.
I don't know what will help Giannis Antetokounmpo shoot free throws, but
getting them off in the 10 seconds time period is a good start.
But did you see Harden's reaction last night? So this is before the ref is still holding the ball. And if you watch these games really closely, you'll see that the refs don't throw them the ball at the free throw line until they agree to it. They're like, "Yep, okay, time to give me the ball now." So before that even happens, Giannis will fake like he's shooting a free throw.
He'll work on his form
3 or 4 times, and that takes probably 8 to 10 seconds.
Yes,
and then he's like, "Okay, ref,
give me the
ball," and then he'll take another 8 to 10 seconds to shoot.
Sometimes longer, and he just holds it for so long.
Like, he has huge hands. It's got to be difficult for him to shoot the basketball at all. But I feel like him sitting there for 30 seconds,
not good.
Thinking about shooting free throws, probably not the best move for a guy who can't shoot free throws.
What I was told when I was, I never really had any shooting was all I could do on a basketball court.
Yeah.
So I never had any real free throw issues. But when I was younger and kind of coming up still, basically it was just like, hey, do the same thing every time.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be there for too long.
And just get it out of your hands.
I knew some people that would just be like 1, 2, up. Just 1, 2 dribble up. I ended up at 5. I liked 5. Made me feel comfortable.
I did 2 in a spin.
I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right into my shot. Good to go.
2 in a spin was enough. And sometimes if I wasn't really thinking about it, I just throw it up.
I feel like if you're already struggling at the free throw line, sitting there thinking about it for between 20 and 30 seconds,
not what you want,
is not an ideal situation. Somebody needs to get with him and just go 1-2 up. Or
just grab the ball and shoot it, dude.
Or call our guy, what's his name? Barry. From like the 60s. The guy that shot underhanded free throws.
Rick Barry.
Rick Barry.
Yeah,
I kept thinking his kids because his kids both played in the NBA.
Yes.
Rick Barry.
Yeah.
He needs to call Rick Barry
and do it underhand.
Do the underhand free throws. It worked for Wilt. Shaq said it worked for him, but he refused to do it in a game because it was embarrassing.
Yep.
He just needs
swallow
to
your pride.
He just needs to call Rick Barry because if he can shoot 70% from the free throw line, which by the way,
most of his problems go away.
Which by the way, not a great number. 70% is still a below average number. All of his problems are gone.
I think so too. I mean, he still can't shoot in the mid range,
But we saw yesterday he doesn't have to.
No, he could get to the rim every time.
If you can shoot free throws, you can force the action at the rim. That's part of the reason he finds himself on the perimeter so much. I'm convinced it's because he doesn't want to end up at the free throw line.
Oh, I mean, it's clear. You just I was making fun of him last night because he does this thing when he gets the basketball and everybody's clearing out. It's clear what's going to happen. Giannis has it about the right wing or the top of the key or something like that. And he'll start dribbling and he'll do these weird moves like he's trying to get around some. I'm like, dude, you are 9 feet tall. You're not going around anybody. You're it's not happening. So
just go over them and through them.
Just forget all the other stuff. Stop dribbling. Stop trying to act like you're juking people out and do spin moves and stuff. No, it's not. Just go at the guy. It's okay. You don't have to act like a 6'6" dude when you're 7 foot.
People don't appreciate the value of a straight line drive.
No.
And when you're that athletic and that long and can finish the way Giannis can, a straight line drive is the best option. You don't have to be. The reason Kyrie Irving has to do all that crap is because he has to create space.
He's little.
You know who always has space? Giannis.
Yep.
You know why? Because he's 7 feet tall.
Yep.
Always has space.
Yep.
Just go to the rim.
And you watch the defenders. They just back off him. They're just we know what you're doing, dude.
Honestly,
you're gonna fake us out with your crossover moves.
Which honestly, with them backing off, just get up ahead of speed, ahead of steam.
That's what he does.
Just go right by him.
Usually, but he wastes time doing it a lot of the time.
Well, but that's what I'm saying, though. Don't waste the time with the dribbles and the crossovers and the spin moves. Just get going downhill and force them to stop you.
So they're going to a game 7, which they forced last night. It got tight there for a second, and then
they ended up pulling away.
They responded with it. So it was a Nets 10-0 run, and then they responded with a 12-0 or 15-0 run of their own. We have a game 6 tonight. The Sixers might lose. It could be hilarious.
Oh, it would be really funny.
Jazz and Clippers. Clippers have a chance for a closeout game.
Also would be very funny.
But, I mean, they're not going to go home if they lose tonight. So you have that piece of it. Game 7 tomorrow between the Bucks and the Nets, and then potentially 2 game 7s on Sunday.
Oh, I meant it'd be funny if the Clippers won tonight. We've been saying it's funny every time the Clippers lose.
Oh.
But now that they're shorthanded, it's kind of funny that the Jazz are choking it away.
Oh, okay. I like
kind
that.
of reversed the roles on the funny here.
Yeah, no Kawhi.
No Kawhi, and they're letting the joke playoff P beat them.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's kind of amusing.
I hadn't even thought about it that way.
Yeah.
I'm mostly just busy over here laughing at the Clippers. I'm still on that. I can't get off that piece of it. I hope we get 3 game 7s, and I think it's possible.
I would love it, yeah. And you know who else hopes we get game 7s? Are Suns fans, because they really need Chris Paul to be available.
Suns in 4.
I feel like I need to be friends with that guy.
We love Suns.
I love Suns.
We should call him up. He's been doing interviews.
We should get him. Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back. 5 o'clock hour from the Mercato. Up next on The Drive.
Follow Connor and Robbie on Twitter.
I give a rat's about Twitter.
At Connor Happer. At R.A. Lula.
I don't know. I don't manage my Twitter.
You're listening to The Drive.
Since 1905, Sartor Heyman Jewelers has been through many world-changing events. We have stood strong with you and at times held on with you through the storms. Sartor Heyman is not just a jewelry store. We are 4 generations of family in the Nebraska community. We've laughed with you, celebrated with you, and at times cried with you. We're still here and strong as ever, waiting to serve you. We'll get through this together. Sartor Heyman, your hometown jeweler since 1905. Official jeweler of Husker Nation.
Hi, I'm Jay Foreman. When I played football for Nebraska in the NFL, I wore lots of protective gear to safeguard my health. Today, I'm not only protecting my health, but that of my family, friends, and our community because I got my COVID vaccine. And now, everyone 12 years and older can be vaccinated. It's free, it's safe, and it protects all of us. Suit up against COVID. Find out more at healthylincoln.org.
Hey guys, it's Tapper. Join me and Robbie this Friday at the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese for the drive from 3 to 6. Check out their huge variety of meats and take some home to grill for the weekend. That's Friday from 3 to 6 at the Mercato, just north of 84th and Havelock.
The Drive with Connor Happer and Robbie Lula.
How intense are the hard feelings toward Arizona State? Kevin Mawe put out a Bible verse that hinted that ASU's compliance what's that word? Comeuppance? I don't say that word.
Weekdays from 3 to 6 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Andy Neal of Cartridge World. We are not a big box store that sells everything and specializes in nothing. Cartridge World is your local expert when it comes to streamlining office printing and scanning. No big box can match our proven no-cost lease program. We customize solutions that supply you with multifunction printers and all the required service just for buying cartridge roll, ink, and toner at a 30% savings. Call for a no-cost consultation, 464-3455, or go online to cartridgeworld.com.
Did you know that Myers Cork and Bottle is still open for walk-in business, but is now also offering citywide delivery? Learn more or place your order by calling 476-1518. And be sure to listen to Thirsty Thursday with Myers Cork and Bottle every Thursday at 4:30 on The Drive.
Wanna bet? Las Vegas is miles away. The sportsbook at Ameristar Council Bluffs is much closer. We're your 50-yard line. Behind home plate. Center court ticket. To real-time odds and over-unders. We've got all the action and the best odds in town. So grab the crew and place all your bets on all your favorite teams at the Sportsbook at Ameristar Council Bluffs.
Must be at least 21. Terms subject to change. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF. Sports betting is legal in Iowa and not Nebraska.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth. 93.7 The Ticket. 93.7 The Ticket Sports News go now.
I'm Nick Sainert. Nebraska football received a commitment from high school running back Ashton Hayes on Thursday afternoon. Hayes is from McQueen High School in Reno, Nevada, and comes in at 5'11" and 180 pounds. In addition to the Huskers, he held offers from California, Oregon State, Fresno State, Stanford, and Utah. In the NBA, the Celtics are trading Kemba Walker and two of their picks. That includes the 16th overall pick in 2021 to the Oklahoma City Thunder for Moses Brown, Al Horford, and their second-round pick in 2023. Staying in the NBA, the Milwaukee Bucks beat the Nets 104-89 last night to force a Game 7. Chris Middleton led the Bucks with 38 points while Giannis dropped 30 of his own. For Brooklyn, Kevin Durant scored 32 points and grabbed 11 boards in the loss. Tonight, the Hawks can eliminate the 76ers with a win at home against Philly, and at 9 p.m., the Utah Jazz and the Clippers tip things off with LA one win away from moving on to the Western Conference Finals. Yesterday in Major League Baseball, the Braves shut out the Cardinals 4-0 as starting pitcher Charlie Morton took a no-hitter into the 7th inning. Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis Jr., Eric Hosmer, and Victor Caratini all homered for the Padres in their 6-4 win over the Reds. Starting pitcher Kyle Hendricks won his 7th start in a row in the Cubs' 2-0 victory over the Mets, and the Yankees used a 4-run 7th inning to pull away from the Blue Jays and walk away with an 8-4 win. For our latest sports news and updates, keep it tuned right here to 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is The Drive. Coming at you live from the Copple Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America.
This drive is going to toughen your hides.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Connor Happer and Robbie Lula. Presented by the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese.
Good evening. Welcome back in 5 o'clock hour of The Drive here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Connor Happer, Robbie Lula with you live from the Mercato at 84th and just north of Havelock. You got to drop on down here before 8 o'clock tonight to grab their Father's Day bundle or and let's go
I was
with
gonna say, let's not limit yourself here.
Let's go with dry aged New York frozen New York strips for $30. That's the lowest price they're ever probably going to be. The Father's Day bundle, which we've seen many people walk out with this evening, $75.99. You get this tomahawk steak. Ravi and once again, it's well known at this point, but it needs to be repeated. Ravi, big eater.
I'm a good eater. Yeah.
Took him a couple trips through.
It literally lasted me 3 meals, and I just ate it as a steak each time because like the marbling in it keeps it tasting good and not drying out even after multiple reheatings. Terrific.
So grab one of those. You get that in the Father's Day bundle, along with 4 great local beers, 2 from our friends at Code, 2 from our friends at Cosmic Eye. They'll go perfect with the steak. And throw it on top, the whiskey, butter, and seasoning. This is over a $90 value, and you're going to get it for $75.99 for Father's Day. It'll feed you all weekend. So why not start the grill up early tonight and then just have it all weekend?
And let me tell you, maybe get Dad some dessert too with the gelato.
Grab the gelato.
Out of this world.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, there's something for everybody here. Even Nick, who's leaving with something. Nick, what did you get? Nick, what did you get?
I'm going to get there.
Did you get burgers?
I got burgers.
A ribeye.
And a couple bags of biltong.
And a couple bags of biltong.
I tried every kind.
He got every kind of biltong.
The biltong is, still fantastic. I know I haven't talked about it very much today because we've been talking about all the other great stuff, but I still got to load up on biltong.
Don't forget about biltong.
Oh, I never will.
Do not.
I would see it at the register and just grab it all.
So there you go. That's what's going on down here at the Mercato, our monthly visit, our June visit, nearly in the books. So if you want to come say hi to us, you can do that before 6, or the Mercato is open for you guys until 8 o'clock tonight as well. So come on down, grab some of that. Tell them we sent you to. Tell them you heard it here from us. All right, I want to get to this quote from Scott Frost on the. By the way, Sipple's going to join here in about 20 minutes, theoretically.
We think.
Once again, this is from Scott Frost as he was kind of chopping it up with fans on the Big Red Blitz over the last couple of days here. I thought this was. I don't know if it's interesting. There's a piece of self-awareness in here that we may not get a lot of from Frost. So I'll just read it to you. Somebody asked him basically, what's it like? How do you like being out amongst the fans, and what's it like getting back out after a year? There's not any, and he mentioned how he didn't feel like there was quite as many people as there was here as there was last time when he visited the state. And Frost said, quote, "It tells me I better start winning. Starting to feel like the Charlie Daniels Band used to be really big, and now he just plays county fairs and stuff like that."
Charlie Daniels Band?
Which is a crazy reference. Like, how old are you, first of all? And the other thing is, like, I don't know how often we've got that level of kind of self-awareness, I guess, from Scott Frost.
Almost never.
Yeah, right. I mean, most of what you hear is, that's really leveling with the fans there.
Read it one more time for me.
"It tells me I better start winning," Frost said with a grin. "Starting to feel like the Charlie Daniels Band used to be really big. Now he just plays county fairs and stuff like that." That's Scott Frost basically saying, if I don't win, I'm washed.
Yeah.
And
not wrong.
It's kind of true.
I don't want to change subjects on you, but apparently Mark Emmert's putting out a statement about the NIL. And basically what it says, I was skimming, that's why I asked you to read it for me again, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Basically, it says, as you know, the rules currently prohibit the NIL, basically, or making money off your name, image, and likeness. And he doesn't believe new rules will be passed by July. However, he does say that if rule changes are not in place by July, please know that I will work with our governance bodies to develop temporary policies that assure student athletes that they will not become trapped in such circumstances and they will all have NIL opportunities. Basically, what he's saying, if I understand this correctly, is if they don't have new rules passed for NIL by July 1st,
NCAA rules,
that he will basically put in temporary measures the way he has with transfers in the past.
Yeah.
Kind of a waiver type system here in order to allow by July 1st people to take advantage of their name, image, and likeness opportunities. That's what I took from it.
It says, if, however, NCAA rule changes are not in place by July, please know that I will work with our governance bodies to help develop temporary policies that assure student athletes that they will not become trapped in such circumstances and that all will have NIL opportunities. I've directed my staff to create proposals to this end. We will provide more details next week as this approach is reviewed by the NCAA Board of Governors and the divisional governance bodies. This is an important moment for college sports and particularly for our athletes. We must act to ensure that fair opportunities consistent with our values are provided to all student athletes. So the NCAA hasn't really said anything about this so far.
Yes.
So this would be something, and that something is basically the government kind of forced our hand on this one, so here you go. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it sounds like they are trying to make sure by July 1st, whether through actual rule changes or temporary measures until the rule changes can be passed, that everyone will have NIL opportunities by July 1 is what I took from that. Am I missing something?
No, I think that sounds right.
So that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Because we saw all these, and I imagine that went out earlier, which is why we saw the messages from Tyreek. I'm blanking on his
Johnson.
Tyreek Johnson and Thomas Fedoni, which was then deleted, which maybe because it hadn't become public yet is why he deleted it.
Sure.
But it's out there now. It's being reported, and that the full letter from
there's definitely a connection
Mark
there, yeah.
Emmert is out. So it seems like we're full go by July 1 on NIL.
Yeah.
Nebraska is here to stay.
Nebraska's happening. This is not we kind of knew it was going to be. The NCAA is going to have to say something at some point. And
yeah, it's just kind of a big deal that they finally did.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so Nebraska is in a good spot for this.
I think so too.
Because I think they have been. Really, the last year and a half, 2 years, they've been preparing for this moment.
We have heard from them for several months now that basically we're ready to go. We're just ready for the NCAA to give us the green light, and whenever that day comes, we're just gonna press a button and it's gonna be on.
Yeah,
you've
mentioned it. It's the switch flip, right?
Yeah.
They basically have all the circuits are connected. You just got to turn it on and they're ready to go. I don't think all programs are in that spot.
No.
Which
there are some who have just started kind of delving into this idea now.
Yeah, and Nebraska's
been on it for almost 2 years.
Yeah,
now.
to their credit, I think their relationship with Open Door started about 2 years ago, which has been building towards this. They saw the writing on the wall and decided to act, and good for them to have the foresight to do that.
So they'll be ready to go. They'll be able to prepare their student athletes as well as any other school, if not better than any other school in the country in this situation. And that's going to, my guess is the biggest advantage for Nebraska in the moment is not only that, but based off the fact that their student athletes will be better positioned to make smart decisions and potentially profit off of their likeness.
Yes.
Related to that, there's a big recruiting advantage there. And that's kind of why you want it to be in the position that you're in.
Honestly, I think that's the biggest thing is the recruiting advantage where, theoretically, and I guess they'll probably have to issue new recruiting rules for things like that, this also. But theoretically, you know how they do the jersey and everything with the recruit now? You could roll out, hey, this would be your logo at the University of Nebraska, or these are some options that we mocked up for you.
Yep.
And you could work with our marketing team. I feel like that would have an impact on a recruit.
Oh, yeah.
And just say, like, hey, these are some of the opportunities that our current student athletes have. This is what your logo could look like,
They could put together a whole plan for them and say, here's your interests, here's your brand, this is what you like, these are the people that you connect to the most.
This is how that overlaps with the people we already have relationships with. And here's the other thing. it also opens things up. One of the areas that I haven't heard talked about a lot is, and you've seen some of this within the NBA where players will do a podcast during the season.
Yeah.
There's probably some interest because a lot of players after their playing career want to go into broadcasting.
Oh, yeah.
And to not only have the opportunity to learn that skill, but also profit off of that is a really big deal.
Yeah, I think so too. It'll be huge. I mean, it's, and like we said earlier, I don't know that it on the face, or especially like as you're watching the game, changes anything for you. It's the only thing is it's giving people more opportunities to potentially, that's the key word, profit off of their likeness, which is, I mean, this is as simple as I can explain it the whole time. And I know there's some trepidation about this in the world of college football or fandom of college football, whatever it might be. But the easiest way I can explain it is this should have happened a long time ago.
I mean, like decades ago.
Yeah, this is just something that is an obvious, like, human right,
yeah,
profit off of your life,
half of your own name,
right,
and your own image. Here's what I compare it to, because this thing has literally happened before in the Olympics. It used to be you couldn't make any money and still be an Olympian.
Yeah.
Now you can make money off your name, image, and likeness, and they do. That's where most of their money comes from, is through sponsorships and things like that.
doubt.
And again, it's a merit-based system, right? Michael Phelps gets more sponsorships and endorsements than somebody who does the biathlon, which I can't even name one, right?
Biathlon guy,
right? But
or girl.
It's a merit-based system where if you bring something more to the table, you have the opportunity to earn more in return.
Yeah.
Which, we had the texter earlier that said, okay, we're just going to pay them for nothing now. It's like, no, you pay them for the service they're providing the school. Or you allow them, honestly, you're not even paying them for the service they're providing the school. You allow them to profit off of the profile they've gained from the service they provide to the school.
I'm off the text line. This is a good question. And we haven't done, like, full disclosure, we haven't done that much deep talking about this yet. But a texter asks, will you guys as a station try to get on this? You got the pregame show every Saturday in the fall. You get a guy on there. Now, there's an overlap here because, like, we still get access to the team and we could still put together segments where we interview players on the team and stuff like that. But if they wanted to, have the Omar Manning show weeknights from 7 to 10.
Sure.
That would be a long show every night.
Show, yeah.
That would be something that obviously a station would think about.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's still pretty early on for that type of thing, but that's what I was talking about with the podcast or a radio program or whatever. Is now my guess is it would be more of an off-season thing, because I would assume coaches don't
want it to get in the way.
It to get in the way of things. But, like basketball, you travel a lot. You spend a lot of times either in buses or planes or hotels where you could knock some of that stuff out just while you're not doing anything else, really.
Yep.
And frankly, it could be, if that's part of your major, that could be part of your homework. You know what I mean? Like that could be part of your education. And honestly, it kind of goes into a thing that I've been passionate about for a long time, and it's that I feel like should be a track for college athletes that, if they want the sport to be their career, should prepare them for that. And I don't just mean being a professional athlete, but there's a lot of ways to make a career out of sports.
Be involved in sport.
And because you're a Division I athlete, you have a leg up on the competition.
So many opportunities.
But I don't know that they prepare you particularly well for that.
There's a lot of examples of this. So let's do one close to home. For example, Taylor Kissinger from the women's basketball team. She has a good career at Nebraska. She gets hurt in her third year, and she has a hip surgery, I'm pretty sure it was. And she decides, I'm not going to continue on with my basketball career. it's a tough decision. I really want to play, but ultimately, if I get hurt again, it's a bad deal. So what she does is she basically assists an ops person on the women's basketball team, and now she is entered. They have a program, I believe it's with the NCAA in conjunction with the NCAA, or it's called So You Want to Coach. So you think you can be a coach or something like that.
Sure.
And they basically have a group of people, and they give, there are things like that. That's one very specific example.
Right.
But if you want it to be, if you want it to have a voice around the sport, that's something that they're probably not all that prepared for. Right.
Well, and like people may want to, let's be honest, for a lot of these Division I athletes, their sport is their biggest area of expertise.
Yeah.
And that's not to say, you have like the Myron Rolls of the world, which were also Rhodes Scholars and are now, like brain surgeons. But a lot of people, their sport is their area of expertise. And so
are you saying that athletes don't go pro in something other than sports?
Not always. And
because the NCAA told me that for years. Are they lying?
a little bit. What I'm saying is you might have this huge area of expertise that you don't know how to turn into a career. Some people go into it and say, yeah, I want to be a coach, or yeah, I want to be a broadcaster. But some people just have this huge wealth of knowledge about their sport, and they don't know all the opportunities that they could have in it. Like,
that's a good point.
I feel like
that's where I was going into college.
I think that's where almost everyone is going into college.
All
right?
I knew was I really like sports. I don't really know what to do with it. So then I've told you this story before, but I thought that I wanted to be a groundskeeper.
Yeah.
So I went into turf
management.
Yeah. And I was like, wait a minute, this is bad.
This is a lot of science. Not that much
I'm kind of out on all the science. I don't really care how the grass grows. Just grow it. Damn it.
I was the same way. I thought about being a physical therapist.
Yeah.
I coached college basketball for almost 10 years at, low levels. I've done a lot of different things within the area of sports, but if you could just major
that's interesting
in basketball.
Yeah.
And say like, hey, here are all the jobs you can have.
And there's so many
around. They're entire industries.
Yeah.
These sports are industries, whether it's at the high school, college, or professional level. These sports are industries. And you could say, hey, you could take the coaching track. You could take the media track. You could take the administrative track. There's so many different ways to help these people monetize their area of expertise.
Mm-hmm.
And NIL is just part of that.
Yeah.
It can be part of it
just exists in that universe.
Yeah, it exists in that universe. But I also am talking about things like, okay, for the guys that do look like they're going to be professional athletes, let's have a contract law class that they go to. Let's have a tax law class or just a basic, finance class that they have to go to.
Yeah.
And not just how to spend your money, but hey, when your contract says you're making $18 million a year, this is how much you actually see, right? And just basic things like that.
Yeah, that's really good.
That you could change these people's lives even if they never sniff a professional league.
That's always been the thing about college, right? Let's just make it a little bit more applicable to real life.
Applicable at all.
Just
right?
A little bit more.
I was having a conversation on Twitter yesterday about like, okay, I'm really glad that I had to take pre-calc, but nobody taught me how to do my taxes. Or, you know what I mean? Like I had to take 4 years of gym classes, but nobody ever taught me how to make a budget. These are things that not just athletes have to deal with, but everybody does.
Yeah.
But athletes in particular, because they spend so much time doing the one thing, and they can't even get their degree in most cases with anything associated with that one thing.
Yeah, that's really good. Texter says universities actually do teach financial literacy to student athletes. I know that there are programs that do that, and Nebraska has a really great life skills department,
which is great, which is terrific.
They are one of the few to actually, I think, kind of support their student athletes.
Yeah,
in that
I
way.
do not think that is a universal thing across college sports.
No, it's not. I also like this one. Where was this for us millennials? Do you guys have any idea how many dozens of dollars I could have made at my NAIA school?
I mean, listen,
you could have been the first person to, I don't know, it depends on how long ago you were in college. You could have been the first person to stream video games or whatever.
Here's the thing. Even, I mean, how many times have you seen even, and listen, you're right. At an NAIA school, probably doesn't affect you that much.
Yeah.
But you've seen on SportsCenter some Division III buzzer beater that went viral and had 2 million hits. There's any other video on YouTube that has 2 million hits, you make money off of.
Right.
That's how YouTube works.
Yeah.
And if you're a college athlete, you can't see a dime of that.
That was the big story that I always remember that may have helped kind of kick this thing off.
The soccer player?
There was the kicker.
Oh, the kicker. Yeah.
The kicker from UCF. And I think this is maybe a year or two before Frost was there. But basically, he had a really successful YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah.
He was able to get a lot of viewers on YouTube.
Build a following.
And he was also at the same time a college kicker. And the NCAA came in and they were like, no, you can't do this. You can't make money off this, and you can't, like, you got to shut it down. And at the time, he had to be like, well, okay, then I quit football.
Yeah.
That's what he did. And that's what happened. I'm pretty sure that was the end of that story. So now this just keeps that option alive, which is only the right thing to do, I think, in my opinion. Let's take a quick break. Up next, we'll talk to Steve Sipple from the Lincoln Journal-Star. We'll ask him about this and some more next on The Drive.
This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Madonna Therapy Plus, your health and safety is our first priority. Whether you're recovering from a minor sprain or a complex medical condition, our therapy experts can help relieve pain and increase mobility in an environment that adheres to enhanced safety guidelines. Therapy Plus is open in Omaha and Lincoln for comprehensive physical, speech, and occupational therapy, all with enhanced in-person safety plus new telehealth options. So don't let wellness wait. Learn more and schedule an appointment at therapyplus.madonna.org.
Time to replace your heating and air system? Get local utility rebates and big cash discounts from Bryant. Call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. We do whatever it takes.
One unforgettable event. One chance to get up close and personal with some of the greatest names in golf. One opportunity to create memories that will last a lifetime. Get your tickets now for the U.S. Senior Open, coming to Omaha July 5th through the 11th at the Omaha Country Club. If you're looking for family fun for all ages, this is one championship you don't want to miss. For tickets, visit ussenioropen.com.
Hi, I'm Jay Foreman. When I played football for Nebraska and the NFL, I wore lots of protective gear to safeguard my health. Today, I'm not only protecting my health, but that of my family, friends, and our community, because I got my COVID vaccine. And now everyone 12 years and older can be vaccinated. It's free, it's safe, and it protects all of us. Suit up against COVID. Find out more at healthylincoln.org.
Get in, get out, and get your hands on a great career. Did you know Southeast Community College offers short-term training in almost 20 programs of study? That means you can get your certificate at SCC and get right to work without spending years in school. You can train at one of our 3 campus locations in Beatrice, Lincoln, or Milford, or our 6 learning centers across Southeast Nebraska. If you want to find your next step, visit southeast.edu/academics. SCC, your path to possible.
Wanna bet? Las Vegas is miles away. The sportsbook at Ameristar Council Bluffs is much closer. We're your 50-yard line. Behind home plate. Center court ticket. To real-time odds and over-unders. We've got all the action and the best odds in town. So grab the crew and place all your bets on all your favorite teams at the sportsbook at Ameristar Council Bluffs.
Must be at least 21. Terms subject to change. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF. Sports betting is legal in Iowa and not Nebraska.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank. A relationship you can count on.
Your KFXL Fox Nebraska weather tonight. Mostly cloudy, a 40% chance of showers and storms. Overnight low 68. 93 mostly sunny Saturday. 96 on Sunday. Showers and storms possible Saturday night and on Sunday. I'm KFXL Chief Forecaster Kent Boughton for 93.7 The Ticket.
Mike Schaefer here with 5-star child care provider Lee Beecher from Bubbles and Blocks. Let's start with what makes Bubbles and Blocks special.
We have 3 beautiful locations in Lincoln that provide the safety, security, and reliability you need while also bringing a family feel to each classroom at every location.
I also hear some congratulations are in order.
Thank you. Yes, we just won the Lincoln Choice Award for Best Daycare and Preschool for the 3rd year in a row.
What should people do if they want to join the Bubbles and Blocks family?
Call to set up a tour to enroll your child today, or you can visit bubblesandblocks.com to apply to join our team.
The Mercato by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercato, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercato today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
You're listening to The Drive with Connor Happer and Ravi Lula. Sponsored by the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese.
The Drive is live at the Mercato, 84th and Havelock. Come on down, grab us something for the grill for Father's Day weekend. Incredible deals, as always. Father's Day bundle, dry aged New York strip. Get either of them down here. Place is back crowded again, so get on down here before 8 o'clock, or preferably before we get out of here at 6, so we could say hello.
So we can wave to you.
On the Honda of Lincoln hotline now, we have Steve Sipple from the Lincoln Journal-Star. Hello, Sipple.
How are you guys?
We're good. How are you?
Good. Are you eating good?
We have been fed. Yes, we had a steak and a burger.
Did both of you have a steak and a burger?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
We both had a steak and a burger.
Oh man, you're both big dudes.
Yeah, it was
I guess
quite
you
a
can do
bit,
that.
but it was. I mean, it's totally fine by us.
Of course it is. That sounds wonderful.
It was a nice mid-afternoon snack.
Yeah, you won't have to eat dinner, will you?
I don't know. We'll see. It's up in the air.
Oh, I'm definitely still eating dinner. So.
Yeah, you guys are young bulls. I can't. That would take care of me for about 2 days.
Yeah. There were some like tacos at the office yesterday, and I like panic ate one at like 5 o'clock, and that put me out for a couple hours. I didn't eat dinner last night.
It's because the taco's been sitting out for a while.
Yeah,
That might have been why
wasn't
they took
good.
you out.
It wasn't good for the old stomach. But Simple, we were just reading your quote on the Scott Frost comparing himself to the Charlie Daniels band.
Yeah.
Do you know,
there wasn't many people out there on the road, is what he's alluding to.
Charlie Daniels, he's dead.
Yeah, the band still tours, though.
Did they replace him?
They must have. They're doing tour dates this summer.
Wow. Are you going?
I don't think so. No, because they're not around here.
I thought that was we were looking into that for a couple seconds before we get off on something else, but that was I don't know. Did you were out on the blitz, right? Did you notice not necessarily a lack of enthusiasm, but had the mood changed at all, specifically following the football program?
Well, the crowds are different. I mean, there weren't many people. I mean, the place I was at had about 37. No, the mood was fine. I mean, and there's various factors here, but let's face it. The two main sports have struggled. I mean, Fred Hoiberg is 5-34 in the Big Ten. Scott's 9-17 in the Big Ten. I mean, the crowds are going to be a little down, and they were down. I mean, I was in Norfolk, and there was 37 people there. The hall could have had 200. It was set up for probably 200. But some people are going to say, though, correctly, that there wasn't a lot of notice. It's not that easy to get off work Wednesday at noon or Wednesday at 4. I don't know how many people are going to go get off work to go see a position coach at 4 o'clock on a Wednesday. So there's other factors, but the bottom line is that Nebraska, if Frost were 20-12 instead of 12-20, I imagine the crowds would have been a little bigger. He was, in Kearney, he was at a bank where it was set up for about 500 people, and there were 60. I mean, that's not, he knows. I mean, Frosty doesn't, it is what it is. the enthusiasm's been drained a little bit. Losing takes its toll.
Sip, what did you make of his comments? And I don't even want to focus on the transfer portion of the quote that made rounds, but I thought it was kind of interesting in just his perspective on players getting stuck at lesser schools. And it seemed as though there was almost kind of some lack of awareness that players might be viewing Nebraska as one of those lesser schools right now. Did that kind of hit you at all, or what did you make of that part of the comment?
I mean, Frost, nothing he said I didn't think was offensive. I mean, I think he has some concerns about the transfer portal and how many guys are in it and how many spots are available. So, you have 1,000, you have 1,100 guys in the transfer portal, and there's not spots for all of them. I mean, there's only 130 schools, so 1,100 kids in the portal, 130 schools. I mean, it's going to have to correct itself, and it will, I suppose, the situation. But right now, I mean, I think there's a lot of coaches that have concern about the well-being of kids, the student athletes, the well-being of the sport. And that's, Scott is seen a lot. And I think there's part of it. Part of it is that. I mean, he also, what Scott needs to understand too is he benefits from the portal. But I don't need to tell him that. He understands that. Bottom line, I didn't see anything offensive in what he said. I didn't think he was attacking anybody. He was very matter of fact, and that's it. I think what you're alluding to is there's some dust kicked up when Christian McCaffrey tagged him in a tweet. And I doubt that Scott Frost gave that more than 5 seconds of thought.
Well, I mean, obviously, let's readdress that then, because the Luke stuff this week obviously has been super weird. He leaves Louisville after just a couple practices, and we all thought that it was weird at first that he left. Is there anything more is there any more information, I guess, that we gained from how that whole thing went down? Because my takeaway immediately was, why are you going to join? If you want to be the starting quarterback, then why are you going to join a situation where they have a 3-year starting quarterback? And he went there anyway, and then he left after a couple practices. I guess, what's your read on that now that the dust is finally settled on Luke McCaffrey?
Well, I mean, what my read on it is kind of what Scott said. If you're really fair and honest about it and non-objective, it does kind of look like he got bad advice. I mean, who advised him to go to Louisville?
I agree. Yeah.
Where he showed up on campus, and the coaches said he wanted to be 1B, and they said, "Well, maybe you could compete for it, but we'd like to have you play a different position, maybe." So that was that for that. And maybe you would say he got bad advice since he's now at Rice, which is a world away from the Power 5. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been there or seen it, but you're not, right away, you're not in the Power 5, trust me. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny that people come at Frost for just stating the fact. If you look at it in any kind of objective way, it looks like McCaffrey got some bad advice.
No, I think you're right.
And he's probably a pretty good example of a kid that's not really benefiting from the portal, So yeah, I mean, that's what I don't get. I don't get the backlash toward Frost, but I get some of it. I mean, because Christian McCaffrey weighed in on it and made a PSA, kind of like a seventh grade girl might do,
Sip,
it was weird for sure. Yeah, go ahead, Robbie.
I wanted to ask you kind of about that bad advice, because I don't disagree. I think players are probably getting some bad advice, but I guess I'm curious where you think that bad advice is coming from, because I'm having a hard time, at least in my mind, thinking that at least some of it isn't coming from college coaches.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think anybody on Nebraska's staff advised him to go to Louisville or Rice. Who knows where? I mean, I would imagine he got it from his family. Who knows? It could, with kids, it's coming from a lot of directions, Ravi. And every kid's a little different. But, you know, in the case of Wandale Robinson, I think there's a lot of people in his ear. You know, the concern coaches, I think, have that I've talked to is that in some cases, the kids aren't really making the decision. They're having the decisions made for them by others for a variety of reasons.
Sure.
That may or may not benefit the kid, but may benefit the person advising them. So there's that issue. And you know what Scott addressed too, and I don't even know. I don't know. I guess this would be. I guess it would be an issue. What Scott said in Kearney was that a lot of kids, they go into the portal, but they already know where they're going. Damn. Which there's only one logical conclusion in that scenario, that they've been tampered with. You know, that there's now, does it bother? I don't know. Should it bother you that teams are recruiting off other teams' rosters? Yeah, that's probably not the way college football should be. But it seems like a lot of people that are very supportive and make these very passionate, these sort of passionate arguments in favor of this portal, they just tend to dismiss that sort of thing. Come on, Sip, that's gonna happen. Yeah, it's gonna happen, but is that good? I mean, is that good for the game? Right. The college coaches are plucking guys right off other coaches' rosters. I don't know. We're just in a very interesting situation in college football.
The Luke thing is particularly weird, I thought, because of this reason. And I don't know, maybe you can give some more insight on what the ultimate goal was for him, but it looks like from the outside, he wanted to go be a starting quarterback somewhere. And, you know, okay.
Yeah.
But I continue to think that, first of all, he had a shot here, you know, and they ended up giving it back to Adrian Martinez because of poor play from McCaffrey. It wasn't like he got, you know, screwed out of it. He had an opportunity and he didn't really take advantage of it. But still, you know, what are we talking about now? Adrian is back for this year, and if he gets hurt, who's the next guy? And if Luke McCaffrey was still here, it'd still be Luke McCaffrey. So basically, the best chance that Luke had to play was here at quarterback from my perspective. And he had a guy who believed in him, I think, in Scott Frost, which definitely points to the bad advice piece of it that we were talking about before. That's the only way I can connect it.
Yeah, I don't think that Luke's situation is that complicated. He wants to be he wants to go to a place where they immediately name him starter. And I don't know. There's got to be a limited amount of places like that in the Power Five. Right. You might be able to go find a place like that, but that's the kind of thing, you know. I mean, that's what coaches around the country are sort of dealing with now. You know, Scott Satterfield at Louisville just decided he's not going to deal with it, and so Luke lasted 3 days at Louisville. You know, Satterfield wasn't going to tell him, yeah, you're 1B or you're right on even terms with Malik Cunningham.
Yes,
because no coach worth his salt would do that.
Why did he think that he could go there and do that? Like we all saw that. He was a 3-year starter. He wasn't going to jump over him immediately.
Well, that's the world we're in now, Happer. I mean, you weren't in that world when you were competing, but that's a lot of kids. That's the way they come up. That's the way it is. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's not worth a lot of energy trying to determine why that's the way it is. That's just kind of the way it is.
It's interesting. I don't know. I feel like it does, you know, it looks a little better for Nebraska now that he's left and gone sick. Because honestly, and you know, we'll let you go on this, but I thought it looked weird for Nebraska at first because it felt like he was going to go there and play another position. And it's like, well, why couldn't he have just done that here? And I thought that was really awkward kind of at first, but obviously you're right. He wants to be a quarterback, and maybe he could find what he's looking for at Rice.
Yeah, I mean that's what you hope. And they have a better situation there. If you look at their quarterback situation, it's not they don't have a Malik Cunningham there. They have a guy who played last year as a backup, but not. He was a backup, so he went to a place where he could be probably the starter. Although I doubt the Rice coach is going to hand him anything either. But it's pretty clear that's what he's looking for.
Yeah. All right, Simple. We'll let you go. Thanks for the time. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah, you too. Take care, guys.
That's Steve Sipple from Lincoln Journal-Star.
I don't know why Sip was slandering the Rice campus. It's a lovely place. I've been there. Really? It's a smaller campus. It
doesn't seem that nice.
It is actually really nice. It's a nice campus. It's smaller.
That's nice.
But I don't go.
Guys trying to put you out of business. Now you can say, yeah, he's a nice guy.
I don't go there and think, this isn't Power 5.
All right, we got to take a quick break and round things out next on The Drive.
This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mike Schaefer here with 5-star child care provider Lee Beecher from Bubbles and Blocks. Let's start with what makes Bubbles and Blocks special.
We have 3 beautiful locations in Lincoln that provide the safety, security, and reliability you need while also bringing a family feel to each classroom at every location.
I also hear some congratulations are in order.
Thank you. Yes, we just won the Lincoln Choice Award for Best Daycare and Preschool for the 3rd year in a row.
What should people do if they want to join the Bubbles and Blocks family?
Call to set up a tour to enroll your child today, or you can visit bubblesandblocks.com to apply to join our team.
Get in, get out, and get your hands on a great career. Did you know Southeast Community College offers short-term training and almost 20 programs of study? That means you can get your certificate at SCC and get right to work without spending years in school. You can train at one of our 3 campus locations in Beatrice, Lincoln, or Milford, or our 6 learning centers across Southeast Nebraska. If you want to find your next step, visit southeast.edu/academics. SCC, your path to possible.
Hey guys, it's Tapper. Join me and Robbie this Friday at the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese for The Drive from 3 to 6. Check out their huge variety of meats and take some home to grill for the weekend. That's Friday from 3 to 6 at the Mercato, just north of 84th and Havelock.
Baseball's back, and it's time to celebrate, Lincoln. We're inviting fans back to Haymarket Park to join in the fun for the Salt Dogs' 20th season. Pick out single-game tickets and plot your own Salt Dog schedule around promos and deals. Come to Haymarket Park for Nebraska Medical Association Thank You Tuesdays, Fairbury Brand Wiener Wednesdays, Thirsty Thursdays, Fireworks Fridays, Souvenir Saturdays, and Sunday Family Fun Days brought to you by Casey's. Get your tickets for the Salt Dog celebration season at saltdogs.com.
At Madonna Therapy Plus, your health and safety is our first priority. Whether you're recovering from a minor sprain or a complex medical condition, our therapy experts can help relieve pain and increase mobility in an environment that adheres to enhanced safety guidelines. Therapy Plus is open in Omaha and Lincoln for comprehensive physical, speech, and occupational therapy, all with enhanced in-person safety plus new telehealth options. So don't let wellness wait. Learn more and schedule an appointment at therapyplus.madonna.org.
There are fans, and then there's you. You live it. You breathe it. You want to soak it all in. Most sports talk shows are fine, but you find yourself craving more. You need the Recruiting Hour with Mike Schaefer and Connor Happer. Each day, we break down what's happening on the recruiting trail and on campus, bringing you guests from all corners of the college football world. The Recruiting Hour with Mike Schaefer and Connor Happer. Weekdays at 2 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your KFXL Fox, Nebraska weather tonight, mostly cloudy, a 40% chance of showers and storms, overnight low 68, 93, mostly sunny Saturday, 96 on Sunday, showers and storms possible Saturday night and on Sunday. I'm KFXL Chief Forecaster Kent Boughton for 93.7 The Ticket.
Allo provides so much more. Safer screen time, more of the channels you love, and real peace of mind. Take it from Richard in Lincoln, who gets more with Allo.
The internet is twice as fast as competitors, and the whole package is saving me $60 per month. As a retired veteran, this extra money is fantastic.
So switch to Allo today. Go to allofiber.com/providing more.
Are you one of those people who thinks it's okay to drive stoned? I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You end up driving below the speed limit? It's no big deal, right? Wrong. The truth is, your reaction times slow way down when you're high. You not only put yourself in danger, but everyone around you. Talk about a buzzkill. Stop kidding yourself. It's not okay to drive high. If you've been using marijuana in any form, do not get behind the wheel. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
When everything is changing, you need a store that's a constant. A store that has the brands your family loves and the value that you need. A store where you can stock up, pick up, and drive up. A store that's close to home and feels like home. A store that puts the health and safety of you and your family above all else. And a store that's always here to help. At Kohl's, we don't know what next year will look like. We just know that we'll be here for you no matter what. Kohl's, here today, here to stay. See store or kohls.com for details.
You're listening to The Drive with Connor Happer and Robbie Lula, sponsored by the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese.
Just a few minutes left here on The Drive. Final reminder, here's the info that you need.
You got 2 hours left to get down here.
The Mercato, 84th and Havelock, just north of it. Beautiful, beautiful compound out here. Father's Day specials. Many folks have been walking out with the Father's Day bundle. Just $75.99, and you get a tomahawk steak, which is going to feed you for a while.
Yep.
4 great local beers. You get the whiskey butter and seasoning. You just drizzle that thing and cook it in it. I mean, you're gonna go home happy.
36-ounce tomahawk.
Yeah, it's a big steak. So you're gonna want to get on that. It's more than a $90 value. Also, the frozen dry aged New York strips for just $30. You're not going to find a price any better than that. Likely ever again. I'll say likely. We'll see what the Mercato rolls out there, eventually, but it ain't going to get much better than that.
No, phenomenal deal.
And you got to get here by 8:00 tonight to get the special, and they will, we'll make your Father's Day weekend exceptional here at the Mercato.
And listen, you get that tomahawk. It's frozen also. You can choose when you eat it. No pressure.
Yes. Huge.
Terrific.
This is my main concern. Back to the Luke McCaffrey thing, and we'll get to one final text here from Web Blank. He says, am I the only one who is concerned that Frost has confidence in a bottom-tier AAC quarterback? Could talent evaluation be a major component of Nebraska's QB, quote-unquote, situation? And as far as if we're just talking about the Luke thing, that's the thing that weirds me out the most about it.
It's very scary.
Because Scott Frost seems to be the only guy on planet Earth who believes in Luke McCaffrey as a starting Power 5 quarterback.
Yeah, that's accurate, especially in a non-option running system, right? I mean, like if he was a full-time running quarterback, maybe.
That's the weirdest part about it for me.
It is super weird.
And that's what makes it weird that he left here, and it makes it less weird that he left Louisville.
I wonder if it's him or Verduzco, or if it's some combination of both, and overestimating their ability to fix it.
I don't know.
But it's scary either way.
It is. And I think they still have that type of faith in Adrian Martinez, who obviously has more tangible skills, I think, that they could go along with, that they can make work.
But it also makes me wonder about a Logan Smothers and a Heinrich Harburg and how well they'll develop.
Time will tell.
Yeah.
Time will tell on that thing. All right. We are done for this afternoon. Thanks. It's been fun here from the Mercato. We always appreciate them having us out. They are open until 8:00 tonight. Get one of the Father's Day specials. Make your Father's Day weekend fantastic. We are done. Talk to you guys on Monday. Have a good weekend.